Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back. Of course, this sounds terrible. I'm gonna try not to, I turned it up and turned it down.
Of course it sounds terrible.
Well,
Just kidding.
it can only sound as good as like you. It's like I don't know. These live mics have been great. So I guess they're not really live mics, are they? I guess
I wouldn't say so. I
they're
believe.
transmitters that
Yeah.
have speakers on them.
Yeah.
So,
Hi, I'm Cory.
hi, I'm Jay.
That's Jay.
And we're the MARZ mentors. Here again for another live stream. Back at you. Part 3 of our little Blender Foley animation dealio. I think today Cory came up with a brilliant idea. I don't know if he wanted to tell you about it.
I'll tell you about it.
Uh,
This is the third, I believe, in our series.
Yep.
Usually the way the pipeline works is if we're doing audio for animation, that we get some sort of ref of what's happening, to get some sort of idea of what the motion and movement will be. And so I've been racking my brain coming up with things to try and add to what is currently a 3D render and not a animation at all. So I'm kind of out of, I hit an audio wall, and so I thought I'd jump into the 3D pipeline here, and I am going to hop in and try and model a character as well. So I absolutely do not know what I am doing. Jay's going to be talking through it maybe a little more in depth than he has been in the past, which if any of y'all are watching from our classes and are doing this for your lab credits, you'll enjoy maybe following along to this.
Yeah. I was just about to throw it in the Discord so everybody could see it.
Oh, hey.
Let's see. We almost need like a live stream channel.
Live stream channel. Yeah.
But
hey, for any MARZ students who are watching, we are on Discord now. This is a semi-private Discord for MARZ folks.
yeah, we got to at least know who you are. We're not going to let anybody in.
Yeah. But if you're interested in participating, connecting with other MARZ people, all that fun stuff, let us know. You can shoot us a DM on Instagram or Facebook or wherever DMs are sold, and let us know if you want to join, and we'll get you set up.
Yeah. All right. So, where are we? So, yeah, for those of you in our classes, and specifically the 3D animation, or 3D modeling and animation class, or 3D design and animation, we'll be doing kind of the same thing that we're kind of going to be focusing on. Cory's going to get the crash course in these next hour or two. So, yeah, hopefully you can keep up. We'll see. So I'm going to be kind of switching between, I guess I'll mostly keep it on my screen.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah.
But I'll switch back to check on Cory. We'll periodically switch back. I just have to do a weird thing. I'm trying to get all our stuff set up here still with the stream and perfect everything. So I'm kind of limited to as you can see, if I switch into our screen view here, this is my desktop in here. If I switch Cory, he's hooked up to the ATEM, so it switches to. I could switch to his computer screen, but it's in that little window because he's running through the same. It's capturing him through the same device, so that's all on one thing. But
I'm practicing spinning my cube.
Yeah. Let me go back to the chat here. Okay, cool. So let's see. Where should we start? I guess we got to start with a reference, huh?
Oh yeah. Did you shoot that over?
Yeah, I sent it to you on the Discord.
On the Discord. That is where I'll look for it.
So yeah, here you are. I guess I should probably let me start a new one. We might as well. Just so we're all matched up here.
Sweet.
Cool. So Cory and I's screen should look identical. This is, of course, the screen you get when you first go into Blender. And him and I have done some Blender stuff in the past, so we'll see how much he remembers.
I'd say roughly is between 0 and 5% of what we talked about.
Cool. Well, at least you remember how to move around. You can use your middle mouse button to orbit and your controls for hitting the numpad. So 1 for your front, 3 for your right. That's about the only ones we'll really use.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
I have a, I don't know if you see my screen, Jay, but I have a hotkey mapped to my middle mouse. So let me grab a different mouse real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely kind of an important hotkey. So, let's see here. I've got to say a reference that we're going to use, and this is the same one we've been using in our class. It's super basic. It's actually not my favorite as far as how it's put together, but it works, and it'll give us a basic character reference. So when you're going to make a character, typically you want, for 3D at least, you want a front view and a side view, and that side view, it depends, but usually it should be the right side of your character. So not like, I guess this would be the left side of the character, but it's a little weird. You'll see when I actually get it into 3D.
Can I ask a quick question? Yeah. It's sort of I don't mean to derail you, but when you say you need a front view and a side view, you mean like in terms of creating a mock-up or like reference for others, or just like, what do you mean by that? Yeah,
so when you're translating a character from 2D to 3D, usually it's best to have some kind of reference for what you're going to be creating, and the best way to say you have your 2D your concept artist draw you a character from a symmetrical front view in an A pose in this instance, and then also a side view. Like I don't really need the back view in the 3/4 view, but you can make do with just the front and the side.
Mm-hmm.
Does that answer your question? Does that make any sense? So why do you need one? Or
yeah, just I mean like in terms of like just I guess you're talking about like just so you see them from the sides and so they look correct. Is that what you're talking about?
You'll see once we bring it in here. Yeah. It'll make a little bit more sense once you sort of put it into 3D space. So here's our file. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to need my camera and my light, so I'm going to delete those. So select them both with Shift left click and X to delete. And then from there, if I go, what I'm going to want to do is drop in those references, right? So if I hit...
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm one smidge behind you. I'm trying to delete those cameras, and it's not working for me. Shift left click.
Shift left click to select them, and then
yeah, that's for some reason not working for me.
See, I gotta switch over to actually see. Actually, wait, hold on. No, I guess I do have to switch.
Is it because I'm in edit?
Oh,
mode?
you're in edit mode. There you go. Now you can delete them. Nice.
What's the edit mode shortcut again?
Tab.
I missed that. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can tab to go back and forth between edit mode and object mode. You have to select an object to edit it. There you go.
Got it.
Cool.
Got it.
So with our references now, let me switch back to the control room screen. There you go. Okay. So with the actually, how would I do this? This might make my life a little bit easier. I'm gonna reset your. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna do some weird, funky stuff on here. I want to redo Cory's. Let's see, transforms. I want to fit to. Can I reset? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to scale this down so you guys can see what he's doing, and I can also see what he's doing.
Yep,
and what I'm doing at the same time.
While we were doing that, I figured out how to remap the hotkey on my mouse for this specific app.
Nice.
Love it.
Can make rearrange our scene here while we're going. Do a live rearrangement. That's kind of I don't know how to best fit 2 screens in here at the same time, but we'll make this work.
Can't wait for y'all to see me really do a great job of this.
Mm-hmm. Put me in the corner. I'll do that.
Nobody puts Jay in the corner.
I just did. How's that? That should work. Well, let's put this over here. This over here. Whoop. This is the great thing about OBS. Move things around. Okay, cool. Now we can see Corey's screen and my screen at the same time. So what I'm going to do here, do you have your reference ready?
It is in my downloads folder,
Okay.
I believe.
So from there you can get to it. But first what I'm going to do in Blender is go to the side view. So I'm just going to hit 1 on my numpad and lock it into the front view, I mean. You can check what view you're in up here in the top left. So if you just hit 1 on your keyboard, then you can,
Oops.
yeah, it's context sensitive depending on where your mouse is
Yeah.
for hotkeys and stuff.
How do you? I managed to slide this guy off. Can you remind me how to recenter? Like my, you see how I'm like, not quite centered here.
Oh, when you rotate,
Yeah.
when you spin.
Yeah.
So your hotkey for that is the numpad, like full stop or period, and then it will kind of center onto that object.
Got it.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
And then you can also hold down Shift and use your middle mouse button to kind of pan your.
That's how I screwed it up in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. So holding down Shift. And, yeah. So like when I'm in this view, I can hold Shift and move across.
Yep.
So from here, now that I'm in front view, I'm going to take that reference. I'm going to click and drag it into and drop it on.
Okay,
on my
just
Blender
straight out from the file browser.
Yep.
Cool. Boop.
There you go. So over here, if we go down to our tools and go to the Object Data Properties tab, which is this little little mountain-looking one. We've got a few settings, and I've done this a few times with this reference, and I know that I want to change my size to 1.5. So, like I mentioned before, the default cube in Blender is about it's about 6 foot tall, so it's 2 meters, which a meter is about 3 feet. So if you look at it this way, we want our character to be. I guess we could probably go more than this. So if let's resize this actually. So maybe let's try 3. So I'm just changing the size there. I'm going to turn on my X-ray. Yeah, 3 should be good. I'm going to turn on my X-ray mode so I can see through. That's this little button up here. And I can sort of line up his feet with the ground. It's not perfect because this was rendered in perspective, so it's not... usually you want a flat orthographic view, but you can just hit G on your keyboard to move it around too. That's the easiest way to do it. You can use the move tool as well. But if you G and Z, you can lock it on the Z.
Oh yeah.
G and Y.
Yeah.
G
So,
and X.
man, I really like it. It's not a sort of interaction that I'm used to. Like hotkey into a thing and then do it, and then hotkey out kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Or hotkey in and then click. But it's really intuitive once you remember that that's how it works. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of combinations. Like you can R, Z, then type a number, then enter, and it's like a lot of things. A lot of there's a process to it.
Yeah. Makes totally.
But so now I've kind of lined this up. So this middle one I'm gonna make sure I line him up with. He's got a convenient line across his face, so I can sort of match this one up with the blue line here, our Z axis, to know that that's like perfectly center. So this is our front view. So you'll want to slide it over so that the farthest one on the left. There you go. And
It's taking me a while to get my zooms together. Like
there you go.
I'm like something. It's so funny. It's something as simple as like, how do I like scroll the view just up? It's like not as intuitive as you might hope.
Yeah, you got to get it into muscle memory.
Yep, it is definitely a different set of commands that I'm accustomed to.
So that looks pretty solid to me.
Yeah, good enough.
So now.
Oh, it's a little high though, I think, right? Did you have yours like set with your feet like?
So I'm looking at his toes here because what I'm kind of gauging this by is the fact that actually I could probably go up even a little bit.
Like
it's like I want the bottom heel here to line up. So this is my side view actually. They're not actually perfectly aligned. It's a little weird. So, but this is just a reference. So, you know, it's not a huge deal if it's not perfect. So, are you in the side view now? Or are you back in the front?
I'm in front, I think.
Oh.
I'm just trying to like scoot this guy down, but I'm trying to be smart about it, and I'm being very slow. So it's GZ, right?
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's the
Nice.
command I'm looking
yeah,
for.
Yeah.
So like you're orienting it from that like side view left heel.
Kind of, yeah. That's what I'm looking at. Because I'm probably gonna model this leg and like the back of him.
Yeah.
Based on this one.
Got it.
Because I want my feet to be on the red, flat on the red line.
Totally.
Because the thing that's throwing us off is this is an orthographic view, which essentially means it's flattened.
Yes.
And this was rendered in a perspective view, so there's some depth to it, which isn't. That's why I don't like this reference very much. But you see how, like, even though he's standing, like we're looking at the side of him, this foot still shows because there's perspective. There's depth to this.
Got
render,
it.
So.
Yeah, I was right before we got into this, I was spinning the cube in an orthographic view, just like.
Oh yeah.
Being like, just like, okay, like this is weird.
So yeah, once we got that, we can. There's a few settings over here that I usually like to turn on. I like to turn on the opacity and then just bring it down, so that it's slightly see-through.
How do you toggle it on? Sorry,
it's just a checkbox right next to it. There you go. Yeah. So I don't know, 0.3 or something.
Weird. It's not rendering that checkbox for me.
Which one? Oh, you have it selected.
Like. Oh, you have to. Oh, it's okay. It just says use. It's a little bit of a different looking interface.
Oh, weird. I wonder if maybe I'm out of date or
I am. I think it's more likely that I am.
What's your version down in the very bottom left or right hand corner?
I'm 2.82. There you go.
Oh, okay. That's all right. It still works. So yeah, you'll find it's interesting that they decided to change that.
It also, like, I don't know, like if it's a PC and Mac things, every once in a while, like random interface elements end up different.
Yeah. So once we've got that in, I usually like to toggle off the show in perspective. That way, when we turn the camera, it goes away. Because then I could just check to make sure it looks right without the references blocking my way. And then when they hit the second I hit
right, because it's like
one again, yeah. So then we're going to do the same thing with the side view. So if we hit 3 and go into our right side view, I'm going to drag another copy of this in and set it to the same thing. So it was 3.
Okay.
And then.
So you said it's in view 3? You said?
3 on the numpad is your side view, yeah. And then the scale is 3.
Totally. All right. Okay. Lots of 3s happening. Right?
Yeah. Lots of 3s.
Lots of 3s. It's the rule of 3s, right? Okay. Size 3, please.
There you go.
All right.
So this one we're looking for the right side view of the mannequin here. So
okay.
that would be the third one there.
Yeah.
And then
you're just kind of roughly doing a center line here.
Yeah, it's a little bit just kind of where I like you can kind of divide it, sort of where the head, where the cranium is sort of like right in the center. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I think I can see what you're doing, so I'm just copying it here. Cool. So 3, and then use alpha opacity of 0.3.
Yeah.
So then cool. So we get. So a slick little technique you got there. And then I just got to make sure to turn display perspective off, and then boop.
Yeah, you can turn the. You can kind of make sure if you still have your perspective turned on, you can look and see if it's lining up with like. You can actually sort of see it now in 3D. What I meant by like the side view. Essentially, I've just made what I'm going to be doing is filling in the gaps between this front view to the side view and recreating.
Absolutely.
It's already kind of 3D. You can kind of see how it's going to look before you.
Yeah. So like mine don't super align.
So you can just grab it and move it down on the Z a little bit to adjust it.
Which one's taller? It's this one.
We can always adjust the there you go, and then
GZ, right?
Yeah. You can look at it like I've got here in the perspective view. I've just zoomed in to see, so I can actually tell exactly where
Right.
the graphic is. Yeah, there you go.
So
Now you can.
GZ.
Yeah, and that one goes. There you go.
Cool.
Nice. Sweet. That's it.
Starting to make more sense.
Yeah. So
Cool.
you've essentially, you've already made a 3D blueprint essentially.
Done.
So now I'm gonna check these so they go away. There we go. And then that's it. So now we've got a good start to our thing. One more piece of the puzzle that you might want to turn on up here in the filters part of your this little like I don't know. It looks like a filter, I guess. I don't know what it's supposed to be, honestly.
Like a funnel?
Funnel, maybe? You can toggle on the this little arrow, which is the selectable arrow, and then you can turn off selectable for those two empties, which are your references.
So you don't accidentally click on them?
That way you can't click on them and accidentally move them around. So
Cool.
yeah. So
de-skeletonize my cube.
I'm not quite sure why one of them shows up and one of them doesn't, but it's kind of weird. Oh, there you go. Cool. Okay. So now that we have our references in, we can start on our model here. So we've got our cube still, and before we do anything to our cube,
I did something to my cube.
we want to this little orange reference point or our origin of this object. I think we might have talked about it before.
Yep.
It's like a super crucial part of the 3D modeling process because most of the functions that happen or that you apply to your object are like take that into account.
It's like a point of reference.
Yeah.
It rotates around or transforms around or whatever. Flips around, anything.
Yeah, it's super important. So we don't really want to move that because we want the exact world origin to be the center also of our character. Because almost always the origin point to your character will be on the floor between their feet right there, kind of at their center, real like center of it's not center of mass, but center of, center point of the floor and everything. Because we're going to use that to mirror this cube across to the other side.
Okay, just a quick question. I guess like it would like seem like intuitive to me that like because this origin point of this cube is in like the center of mass of this cube, that like maybe you'd aim for like the center of the object or the center of mass, but you want the origin point like on the floor because like that's the plane that your character is going to interact with the most. Is that the concept?
Yeah, kind of. So with when we come to animate it, the center, that point on the floor is considered the root bone, and the root bone is the root essentially for your whole character, and that's the point that you move to move your whole character around.
Right.
And then you kind of animate on top of that. So say your character's walking down a hallway, you just take that root bone, and it's called root motion. You're moving your root along, and then you animate in the walking essentially.
Totally. So like just like as a like. If your character was like some sort of like weird alien that hung from a ceiling, you might choose the top as the origin point.
Probably.
Like? Okay. Or like, and then like let's still follow up like a fish or a bird that wasn't going to interact with the plane at all.
Yeah, you could have their root be anywhere.
Like
really.
less important.
Yeah, it's mostly it only applies to humans and other things that walk essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it definitely is based on, where, like if I was to make a fish, they probably wouldn't have, or they'd have a root bone that would just move the whole entire thing, but it would probably be just like like I would probably just add in, just real quick in here, I would add in one of the, there's different empties that look different. I'd probably just add a sphere empty, and then that would be the root controller, and I could just move that around.
Okay, all right. Inside of a point.
Yeah, so the fish would be in the center, and you could just kind of grab that empty and he'd be locked to that empty.
Yeah. So you have some sort of like aside from the model, some visual of like the boundary of where that character can go.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see when we add in our the rigging process will be pretty straightforward because there's some programs that do it for us. So we'll make it sort of. You'll see that it adds in those reference points essentially to where you grab to move certain parts of your character.
Cool. Cool. Sorry to derail you. That was really interesting and helpful, though.
No, yeah, it's a good like concept to understand. Especially, I mean, most of the time, a lot of the animating stuff in the rigs that will make it automatically, and you know it's hard to remember it. But that's the key thing to making characters is to keep your origin point right there. And any part of your character that also has like even if I was to make the eyes a separate object, I'd still want the reference point down here. So with
That
that
makes
in
sense
mind,
because like keep all the reference points of all their parts together.
yeah, exactly.
Makes
Otherwise,
perfect
you can
sense.
have some weird issues.
Eyeballs wandering off on their own.
Yeah, exactly. So that everything references that same point in space.
Right.
So with that in mind, we're gonna go straight into edit mode because we know that this object is already centered perfectly. So we don't want to move our origin, but we can move our vertices all we want. So I tabbed into edit mode and then I can hit A on the keyboard to select everything, and I can grab this and move it around, and you can see the origin point stays where it should. Um, so what I'm going to do is this character's symmetrical. At least my base character is going to be symmetrical. So I'm going to come in here to our modifiers panel, this little blue gear, and under add modifier, I want to do a mirror modifier. And right away you can see I have a identical cube on the other side mirrored across.
Modifier,
So that one.
add modifier. There's so many. Which of the menus am I looking for?
Yeah, yeah. There you go. So now you have a duplicate cube on the other side.
Cool.
And one of the settings that we'll want to click here is enable clipping. And the clipping, what that does is once you bring it into the center and it merges across that line that the origin point is creating as the mirror, it's going to stick together. So we can't pull this apart anymore. So now it's... So you want to be careful sometimes because you can actually... Like if I was to accidentally pull these together, I can't pull that back out. And I've just created like a flat plane. But so you want to be careful not to get too many things across the line. Otherwise it could do some weird...
What did I just do?
some weird stuff.
There's some... okay, so... I just hit G twice. That's GG.
GG. I don't even know what that does, to be honest.
I accidentally just hit G twice. That's pretty wild. It's sure looking pretty bonkers.
Wow. I did not know that was even a thing. I don't know what that is, but you found a new...
Isn't that fun? I love teaching people how to do stuff because
Yeah.
it's always interesting to spread.
Like, I use RR all the time, which is like a global rotate, and that one makes sense to me, but I don't know what in the world that does.
I'm triggered about that playing Zelda without when I was trying to do those puzzles without the proper controller.
Yep. It's like a global rotate kind of deal.
I'm totally triggered. Okay, how do I your cube is tall? How do I make the cube tall again?
So what I'm doing is...
Or you're skewing it?
I can scale with S, and then if I grab it, obviously I can squish it together just without bringing it all the way into the center. And then I'm hitting scale and Z to scale it down.
Oh, scale. Okay, the thing I was missing was scaling and then picking the axis.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. So I was scaling it, but it was scaling in all directions. So I got it small like I want it. I've got it, I'm moving up on the Z-axis like this or so. I want to scale it smaller. And then I want to scale it on the Z-axis. Yes.
There you go.
Success.
Yeah. You can bring it in if you grab it. You can effectively scale on the X axis because we're mirroring across the X axis. So it's not going to go any further because our mirror's there. But
right.
So I'm just gonna like roughly.
So you're going for head first.
We can do the torso first.
I don't really care.
Okay. I usually start with a face, but we probably won't go into as much detail with this one. So let's just let's start with the torso then. So yeah, just kind of do a rough like shape of the torso. And then you can click and drag across to select your box select tool. You can sort of shape that into something more like a torso.
Oops. How do I even look at it? So box select tool.
Looks like you might have your
Yeah, something's going on.
your thing on the other side. Oh, I forgot one important thing. Up here in the face select mode, you can see that there's actually a face in the center of our box here that's mirrored.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what's going on with yours. um,
Should we start over?
well, if you select it again, like select the whole thing, hit A real quick, and then grab it and move it to the other side. It doesn't really matter what side you work on. It's kind of just a matter of preference. But grab it, yeah, grab it and let it go right there. Okay, now check it out and see. Is it like rendering weird to you, or is that just?
It sure looks kind of funny to me. I was wondering if I like click something weird up here.
No, that looks okay.
It definitely, yeah, like.
So that face you have selected, you can actually just delete that face.
Okay. Boop. Oh,
And then, yeah, X and then delete faces.
I see. Delete face is.
Oh, you may not have it selected. Did it go away? There should be like a little dot in the very center of that plane that's inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Now,
Thank you. That was what I was missing.
Yeah. There you go. That should do it.
So is this
Hold on, I gotta look closer at this real quick.
at mine? Did I screw it up already?
It just
It does look weird to me too. I agree.
is it kind of like a weird texture?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You know, I got a janky old computer.
Select it again and
If you zoom in,
oh,
really?
if you zoom in, it goes away.
No.
No.
It's-
I just delete it real quick and we can remake it. So it's pretty quick to.
Yeah,
So if you tab back into object mode,
Okay,
yep, and then just hit X and delete.
X, delete.
There you go. And then go. You do Shift A on your keyboard in the viewport and do Add Mesh Cube. There you go. Is it still doing it? Still look weird?
Yeah, it looks the same.
It does.
Yeah, I'm just gonna undo back to where it was.
Okay, that's fine. It's
Yeah.
probably just a.
I think it's.
graphical thing.
Oh, you know what I think it is? Here's my guess. Here is my guess. Everyone read my emails.
Here, I'll switch.
No, you're good. Here is my guess. I have a night shift mode on, I believe, which is often causes funny graphic things. I forget how to turn that off though. Night shift options. Where is that? That set me here. Oh, here. Oh, that didn't do it. No. I was so sure of myself.
That's all right. We'll make it. It should still work the same way.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh, like that looks normal.
Yeah, it's just in that front view. Maybe it's something to do with the reference and the transparency and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So, either way. So now, as you.
Yes, that's totally what it is. When I hide this thing, it looks normal. Okay, so I'm sorry, Jay. How do I get this guy's corners to curve in like that?
Yeah. So if you go tab back into edit mode, and then you can box select edges or box select vertices. So you can just hold down and click. You're on that side. There you go. So you can grab that. You should only be able to do it. Oh, you might have to switch back to vertex select, which is up here. Or you can hit 1 on your keyboard on the not the numpad, but the
Got it. Yeah.
But your
cool. I think that's what was giving me grief before. So and then I grab that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah. See, now you can select those both and scoot them into place, and make sure to check your side view too. Like I need to really scale down my side view quite a bit.
Yeah. Cool. So this is like vertex, edge. Face? Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Vertex, got it. And I gotta remember which side of this person I'm working on.
Yeah, it's kind of a matter of preference. You could work on the other side if you wanted to.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
this is just how it's ended up.
Yeah, I typically go to the right. That's like but it doesn't really matter too much. I only go to the right because when you switch into side view, you edit the right side. So, or essentially the left side of the character. It's a little confusing because it's actually his left, but
Ooh. Okay, so I gotta get ooh. I need to get some other mirroring happening, huh?
what do you need? You need more
Well,
vertices?
well, so like oh, I just need to is it that I need to grab
There you go. Yeah, you grab the top and the bottom
that?
ones.
Okay, that was my problem.
Yeah. So you can be pretty rough with this first round.
For
This
sure.
is sort of just to get the basic outline.
Character's got a little bit of a chunky bit.
So of course, like this would just be for the reference, and you can, you can change it however you want. It's just to give you a basic, like, to get the basic outline down.
Yeah. So help me real quick, like pull this plane out, like add another breakpoint in here.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is select the whole thing. So if we hit A on the keyboard, and then we're actually gonna subdivide it.
Okay.
So once we've done that, we can right-click once we've selected the whole thing and do subdivide here at the top. And you can see that adds some more points in there that we can move around.
Cool.
Once we subdivide it.
Got it.
So kind of start to shape this out a little bit more. So I subdivided it once. Do the same thing you're doing.
Oh.
So just box select and move it out. If you want one on the chest part up further, you can also just do Control R. And Control R is your loop cut, and that adds in another loop here. And
this thing's like bisecting, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it will do it on the face that you'll see.
Oh, and then and then I get to choose exactly where it.
Yep. And if you hit escape, it centers it perfect. So if you ever need to know exactly where, if you want to cut something straight in half,
cool.
You can just hit escape and it will just center perfect.
So like it. Okay. Well,
there you go. You got the idea.
This is okay, like doing this, like
yeah.
Instead of like pulling out another verse.
Yeah, you don't
really
have to be too straight with it. It can be pretty, and if you want to turn on proportional editing at this point, it might help. That's this little button up here, and that's gonna give you kind of a fall off to your changes you make.
Where is it?
It's this one here. Yeah. Also, O is the shortcut.
Okay. Show me what it does.
This one right here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add another verse here. If you grab, you can see that little circle.
So it'll curve. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's like a fall off to
So
how you grab stuff.
Fabulous.
So it can make it a little bit more organic of a movement. It's definitely great with stuff like this where it's rounded. Humans don't really have any straight edges. So yeah, if you scroll now, if you use your scroll wheel and scroll down, you can affect the level of fall off or the area of effect essentially. So I think you just maybe scrolled up. Like if you scroll down, it goes bigger, and if you scroll forward,
got it,
or up, it goes.
Cool. Yeah, I don't want it to like. I don't want this to pull as like back out.
Yeah.
That's probably like my problem.
So yeah, you can see, like, we know that like most of the time the curve of the human back, like, it's behind the arm. We can't really see it in this reference, but you can sort of get an idea from sort of how the rest of the back is. Get that arch in there.
Totally.
Nice.
Whoa! Funky butt, stinky butt, sure as you're born. I gotta play you that song sometime.
Oh yeah.
Classic country blues song called Funky Butt.
So
I was about to start singing it, but thank you for cutting me off.
So if we look at our thing in perspective now, it's still got some like sharp edges here. So I'm gonna go and kind of scale these in perspective, because even though it looks great on front and right, views on, on here. If we go out, it's kind of a little weird. So I'm gonna grab my edges here, at least these ones. So shift click to add them in, and then just use my proportional editing tool to kind of scale this inwards or pull it in to create more of a curve. It's gonna hit Y.
What is shift click doing for you?
Selecting more than one
Oh, I see.
vertice.
Yeah, okay.
It's got just like selecting files or something. You can maybe bring this in some. Kind of really create that torso shape.
Yeah.
For our character here. Because like this is the center part, so that should be where it lines up with the character.
This person really needs some help with their hips. As Shakira says, the hips don't lie.
Let me know when you're ready to proceed, and we'll do the legs.
Okay.
We'll have a legless or armless legs and torso.
Kind of got a real jelly bean shape.
Yeah, that's it. It's a jelly
here.
bean. That's the idea. You kind of have to.
I think this person might have major back problems. Let me see if I can help them out real quick.
Yeah, feel free to you don't have to follow your references exactly. It's more just it's more just a template.
Totally.
It should look good in this mode in perspective. That's the main thing.
I feel like is there like a transparency thing or something that's happening that like?
Oh yeah, so
what do I have different from you?
That's your I have it on too, but it's this X-ray toggle up here. So this is flat now. So if I tab, this is the default. But if you tab on
yeah. Okay, this is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
It's just I wanted to I feel like the light, these vertices are the problem.
Yeah, so that's
right there.
These ones, so you got to bring in kind of toward the to kind of round it off.
Yeah, totally. For some reason, it was just hard for me to visualize without that. Like in that other mode.
Oh yeah, it's a little harder to see in this mode than the X-ray view.
Totally. This person's back is completely flat. See, boom, that is my problem. I feel like I could proceed from this if for timeliness' sake. So you can feel free to shove me through this process. I am cool with this character ending up looking pretty goofy. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's go then. Let's go. Let's do some legs.
All right, leg time.
We'll have time to polish a little bit at the end.
Cool. Yeah, it's a something.
So what I'm going to do for the legs is come down here in perspective view, and I'm going to shift select all these vertices here along the edge.
So I need to be in vertices select mode.
Yeah. Actually, let's give them a little bit more of torso here. If we grab these two and move them in, we can get a little bit more defined area for the legs specifically. So you see what I did there? I kind of moved in.
Oh yes.
These.
Yes. Let me navigate there real quick. So it feels so sluggish. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think you have an extra set of vertices on the bottom than I do, or something.
I moved them in, so you should be the same. Yeah, you got the same. So it's those two right there.
This one. And
so whatever ones are closer. So I've got this. There's the center ones, and then there's one out from that.
Oh yes, I see. So you're moving the center one as well.
No, just it won't let you. It shouldn't let you move the center one, but just the one that is.
Oh yeah, no, you do. You have yours is subdivided one more time. That's why this is, I think, weird.
I think you have.
Are you sure you don't have one right here?
I don't think so. I've only got two. See, here's my bottom view.
Okay. So you're. I'm sorry. I'm talking about point. You're talking about grabbing that and that.
Yeah. So
I was misunderstanding. Got it.
Yeah. And then just yours is like this, and I just moved those in.
Yeah. Cool.
So it just to create.
Thanks. I was looking for points for some reason, and not hearing you when you kept saying the word vertices.
Oh right.
Over and over again.
Vertices, yeah, the points are vertices, yeah, they're interchangeable. There you go.
Yeah.
So you can bring that down a little bit probably, so they're not they're not as pointy.
Yeah. So boop 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 boop. Doop. So almost like.
This always reminds me of the first time I did Blender, and I told somebody that part of making character models and doing characters like this is studying anatomy, and you look up anatomy
Oh yeah.
on Google, and they're like, oh, it's just a bunch of naked people. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
That's
That's sort of like
that's what the human body looks like.
it's like you take a life drawing class.
Yeah. That's
it's kind of part of it.
So how am I doing here? Like that sort of thing? Like
Yeah.
maybe these ones come down too? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, I've kind of so if you look at mine, the hips here go a little bit further down.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see on your reference like where this should be kind of the.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. That's awesome.
Cool.
So now you have these two faces right here that we can extrude for the legs. So I'm essentially
Oh right.
just
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
boop and take it out. It's gonna look weird at first, and then can move it in and kind of it's gonna be really rough. I'm gonna add more loop cuts in there, but just line this up for now.
So we're going for plane selection here.
You can do it with the vertex select too. So like if I hold shift and select that one, this one, and this one, and get this quad here
Okay.
space, I can extrude that as a quad.
Got it. So
Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but I mean you could switch to face mode and select those two.
Right. So then that's like Okay.
Yep.
I think I've been like I've been realizing I've been not like doing this correctly. So okay. So then extrude is E.
Yep.
Chunky legs.
Yes. Perfect.
Big chunky legs.
So you can go all the way down to the
Oh, yeah.
the ankles if you want to.
Yeah, I should probably back it up.
You can move it afterwards as well, because mine it's gonna like try to go out like that.
Yeah.
So and then if you go back in, if you hit 1 again, you can. Oh. I don't think that's the desired effect.
Nope. Sorry, I'm gonna listen to you. So I'm here. I'm extruding.
Yeah, I would go into your front face in view,
Okay. Yeah.
just to make it a little easier so you can see how far you gotta go. Yeah, now E, so about there.
Yeah, to the ankles.
Yeah. And then you can scale it down a little bit, so hit S, and then bring it. Oh, it can be sensitive.
Yeah, I think I need to zoom in a little bit here.
There you go. Nice, nice. And now in your front view, you can move it over to fit on the ankle
I probably
there.
want vertex. Yeah. Oh.
Oh, so if you toggle back on your X-ray view, the X-ray allows you to select stuff through other things. So that's why I can like grab
Got it.
through.
Thank you. I didn't realize that would give you a different selection thing. Cool. Okay. All right. So
there's the start.
yeah.
So what we're gonna, yeah, you got it. You got the R. So I would think about where your joints are. So your main one's gonna be obviously the knee. That's so you can bend the knee. Metaphorically speaking.
Did you watch Game of Thrones?
I sure did.
I
It's like a book tape of a show. I feel like I was like I can just listen to this. Why do I need to watch it half the time?
yeah. Did you read the books?
I did not. No.
They're wildly divergent from the show.
So I'm just gonna kind of come through here and like, okay, I know my knee is here, so
Yep.
or about there, anyways. I
So
can
then,
check
yeah,
this view,
you need to like
scoot it out.
give them some nice thick thighs. So I can like I'm realizing I can like scale this plane instead of trying to draw everything out.
Yeah. Scaling is super useful, and you just can be real subtle with it, just to create like that muscle there.
Yeah.
So you got
Yeah, I'm coming for the calf.
leg and the calf. So and then like for the calf, you gotta, it's gonna pull it back a little bit and scale because you're.
Yeah, I haven't looked at this view yet. Ooh.
Yeah, good to good to check all your switch back and forth. And the foot's gonna be a little bit weird. I would definitely we'll probably just do something super simple, but once you have
That's probably all
leg,
I can do.
It's a little bit weird. Figure out where my knee is. There's a few techniques in here that we could use to make the animation look a little bit better, but we're not gonna worry about it because we're doing pretty good so far. We'll keep it simple.
I'm really. I feel like my character to have a bit more of a butt.
That you can do.
It's looking a little sad.
Sorry for blowing into the mic.
So
Is it off? Is it not like lining up right?
no, it's just like I'm just trying to figure out how I want to go about doing it. I'm
Um,
trying to think about being smart, but maybe just like popping some of these out, and then with like a more of a junk in the trunk here.
It's sort of like a life drawing class, but a little bit more. You're actually like making the physical. I guess it would be more like a sculpting class, where you have to do.
I think my model has a tail.
Oh, you could do that too. Possibilities are endless.
I'm feeling actually surprisingly good about these.
Yeah,
These
the legs look
funny
good.
looking legs.
Yeah,
This
you
looks
got your
like-
muscles in there.
Yeah, it looks like a leggy. It kind of
Yeah.
looks like my like thick legs.
Gosh, I keep pulling in the mic.
Sorry, I'm being
Sorry.
too silly over here. So then let's pop a foot out.
Okay, so simple as can be. Let's grab our there's those vertices there on the very bottom. So I'm gonna box select them. I've got them flattened. So if you want to ever flatten a face,
Oh yeah, I wanted to do that and I couldn't. So
yeah. So if you scale on the Z, and then hit 0, that's gonna flatten it all to that like
yeah,
axes essentially. So now I've just got
great.
totally flat. And then for the foot, I'm just gonna hit E and extrude this out, and this is gonna be my heel right here. So I'm gonna take it all the way down to the floor to that green line, and then.
Did you pull it back? Did you like skew it a little bit too, or?
Yeah, I pulled it back just a little bit, just to like make the heel shape here. And then at the front,
You can come around and extrude that face.
yeah, so I'm gonna actually extrude this face just to kind of make that bend a little bit. So it's gonna be this one right here. So this is gonna be my foot.
Oh, do you have extra? You have extra.
Oh, you got it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna do it from this side so I can see how far out the foot goes,
Ugh.
and then just scale it on the Y, or scale it on the Z. I mean.
What is going on here?
Did you get? There you go. E. Yeah, sweet. You got it. And then if you just scale it on the Z, you can bring it down, and then you can add in your loop cuts in there. We'll do 3 maybe, and then just like take my proportional editing tool and.
Wait, scaling it on the Z is giving me some very weird results. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And then just
And then
like
just scooch it down. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool. And then chop.
Gonna look kind of weird at first, but as I've been telling my students, all models go through an awkward phase. No matter how cool of a character you're making, they always gotta look real weird through most of the.
Is that like they're passing through the uncanny valley?
Essentially, yeah. So this is gonna look kind of weird at first. I'm gonna try to smooth this. So I'm gonna right click and do a smooth vertices. That did not help me at all, but. This is not the best foot, but.
Oh, uh-oh. You're a lot further along than I am with this.
It's all right. Take your time on them there.
It's all good, yeah.
It's gonna be pretty simple.
I really jacked this dude's ankle up pretty good. Somehow. Okay, I think I need some help with that.
Okay.
I think that did not work out for me. So like, I want to like skew it or like rotate. Like I'm not sure what the transform is I'm trying to do here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it looks good from where is it looking kind of weird at? Let me switch over here.
Like I'm I'm feeling like it's feeling like fairly good from the side, but the front view it's just like not.
Right, so you can select those. Like I've got these ones here. I selected them and then I just scaled on the scale on
Okay.
X and sort of widen it out a little bit.
Like draw.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could just do the bottom ones if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. So like maybe like these ones get scaled back.
Mm-hmm.
These ones. Okay. Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, the feet are can be a little weird.
Yeah.
Hands and feet, just like in
Oh,
drawing.
totally. There's just.
Always.
Did I like do something super weird to that?
Oh, that looks pretty good. Go back into perspective again. Check it out from that view. There you go. Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, totally. So I just like, except for like there's something funny about this ankle. Like these guys need to come in. That's what it is. But then like his foot, I guess the whole foot just needs to go. I need to grab it and move it along the x-axis, like that, just a little bit.
Yeah, fine little tweaks there and there. Kind of clean it up.
Yeah, what does yours look like with your front reference? Okay, cool, yeah. So
Yeah, that's right. Just kind of skewed. I have it skewed a little bit so that his feet kind of point because they're not pointing just absolutely straight forward. And then,
cool.
you know, just something really basic.
All right, I'm not doing as bad as I thought.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good enough for basic foot. Probably, you know, we don't want to spend too long on them. Plus, like, usually your characters are wearing boots, so, or, you know, some kind of shoes.
Sure. I was just hoping, like, the general shape of a human foot, like now there's like a weird spur down there. Which
Oh. Oh, your toes are missing.
How did
Did you delete your toe face?
I mean, apparently.
So, if you want that to go back,
Did it ever have a face?
oh, maybe not. All you have to do is shift select all 4 of those vertices there and hit F on your keyboard, and that will fill in that face. As long as you have 3 or more selected.
Cool.
Yeah.
Got it. And I'm just going to come back at this being smarter. So
That's pretty solid. I mean, that's
it's a reasonable start. I think so. Like the thing that I trip out about is like I want to move this face like away from me. You know, or I'm sorry, this corner. I want to move it like in. Do you know what I mean? And like like and so then I've got to like figure out where to turn it so then I can pull it to go. Like, is there like a just push in? Do you know what I mean?
Push in like away from you?
Yeah, like push and pull like away from you. Like instead of just grab and drag like left and right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sort of like you know whatever I'm making do, of course, but like it's just there's this handful of interactions that might make more sense to me that way.
I'm not really sure. I think like you can. I don't know if you could push and pull things away. It's like based on your viewport because like if I'm over here, it's gonna pull out. You know, I can adjust it based on the view. So kind of you want to angle yourself so that you're in the direction that you want. Like say, you know, I want to lift this foot up a little bit. I want to be kind of at the side so I can lift it that way. If I want to lift it, you know, if I want to pull the toes out, I want to be more looking down at them and pulling them out.
Totally.
So it's all based on your camera view. Of course, when you grab something and hit Z or Y or X, you're locking it to that angle no matter what you know view you're at. So it's sort of just a matter of I guess figuring out what you know where you're at in your viewport.
Okay, I got a question for you. How to do something? I got like I don't know if you can see what's going on here with his foot, but it is all kinds of weird. And I think I wanted to get rid of this vertex and like turn.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it looks like you somehow managed to subdivide. So you could probably delete those. See those 2. So you got one selected. If you select that other one right in the middle, on the bottom of the foot. Yeah, and then so delete those 2. Vertices, yeah, and then select. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Or I would do the. So you want to do the. Oh, weird. You might have to delete that one vertice too.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one you don't need. Okay, because you don't have. Yeah, that should be it.
That's so weird.
So so now if you select those ones on the back, like say my back foot here, see how you have like there's a face right there. So one,
Like
two.
this face.
Yeah, you've got that one and then the next one. So you want to keep building those out. So you got one,
got
two,
it.
3, 4.
Yeah, so just
And then
be methodical and like put them together.
yeah,
like-
then hit F. Perfect. Yeah, and then just do that to the end of the foot.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. F.
Got it.
Nice. Yeah. 1,
I'll
2.
make sure I attach this to the right.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Perfect.
So that. There's not really like a faster or smarter way to do it than that.
There is some, but they're kind of they're just extra. And a lot of times when you've only got a few, it's not worth like trying to get the function to work.
Yep.
So
Got it.
plus you have more control if you do it.
Yeah, that got me where I was going.
So yeah, and that's a basic foot. It's typically how I do it. Now we've got legs and a torso. Cool.
I'm in. Yep.
Time for some quick arms.
Quick arms. So we're gonna do a similar process to the leggies.
A similar, yeah, very similar. So what I want to do is with arms, you kind of want to make a shoulder, no matter what you're doing. If you have animation, if you're gonna be animating, it's good to kind of create a shoulder. So, you know, we've got this good reference here right now, but I'm going to select these 4, or these like 2 faces, I should say. These, I guess it'd be what, 6 vertices. And then from the side here, I'll extrude this and create kind of like we did with the leg or with the foot. You know, create this sort of this shoulder piece right here.
Okay.
So then you can see how I've got it. I'm gonna extrude the arm from this portion instead of just extruding it straight out.
Yeah.
So now I have a nice spot to kind of bend the arm at.
So help me recreate this with mine real quick,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
So you've got
taking it from these 2, like these 6, right? Like
yeah, those 2 kind of on the side.
like
Yeah. Perfect.
that?
Yep.
And then
Yep.
we're
That's what I would
extruding?
do. Yep. Just like that.
And then, oh gosh.
There's a lot of key combos to remember. Oh.
Okay, I think that's what happened to me before.
So what you've done there is created, I think you made some duplicates. So while we're at it, we might as well, so if you hit A on your keyboard to select everything and right click and go to merge vertices and then do by distance. If there's any vertices that are overlapping, like, did it give you a number down on the bottom?
34.
30, yeah. So it's easy to extrude something and then hit escape, and then when you do that, it essentially just you made another vertice and duplicated it, but left it on top of the other vertice. So
I thought it was undoing it. That's what happened. Thank you.
yeah.
That's precisely what happened.
So it just sort of creates like a spare vertice that just sort of hovers. It's easy to do. I had it took me forever to figure out.
Oh, it makes perfect sense though.
All that.
So then I'm sorry, just real quick, did you subdivide these things under the bottom of the shoulder and extrude from the right side, or did you just angle it up and extrude?
I just sort of angled it. So I just
Like
pulled it out and then scaled this bottom part to sort of round it out to fit the like a shoulder shape.
Oh yeah. Okay. What's going wrong here? This dot wants to come out.
There you go. Yeah, because that this bottom part will be your arm essentially.
Right. Yes.
And this you can kind of scale because I want this to be. I'm gonna scale this in a little bit to be sort of the. There's a lot of little fine tuning. Like you could really get in. I mean, you could see how complex a character model could be.
Oh yeah. And it's just crazy, like just when you think you've gotten something right, then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot to check it from such and such an angle, and it looks completely insane.
So yeah, I mean, you pretty much got it there. So same way we did with the legs. I'm just gonna select those faces and extrude them out to the wrist. And so I'm gonna run into a problem here. See how when I grab the wrists, I like pull out the hips too? That's the proportional editing tool. And in this menu, right next to the little toggle here, I can turn on only, connected only, and that's only gonna move
Where's the menu again?
right next to it
Yep,
here in the
got it.
little. So connected only will allow you to it won't
Yeah.
move stuff in the same area. It just moves it if it's connected to it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Bloop.
Align
Did you
this.
extrude to the wrist?
Yeah. So yep, that's it. And then you can add in so you've got your elbow. You can line that up.
Oops, I should be smart about that.
Scale on the Y. It's kind of harder now that we've got overlapping vertices. It's going to be harder to sort of see where things are, but you can still line up. The shoulder kind of sits back a little bit. You can tell from your reference where that should be. And then just wait till you get to animating. You'll be fun with the bones.
Fun with the bones. Oh.
Triceps and biceps here.
Oh man.
How you feeling about that?
Like,
your side view is.
His arm's a little wide. So like, yeah, I'm like, how do I get the verse? Like selecting what I want here looks really hard.
So what's gonna help you a lot here is the Alt click. So if you Alt and left click on like a loop, you can select that loop. So I'm holding Alt and then clicking
Awesome.
left click.
That's so, yeah.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And then if you hold Shift and Alt, you can continuously select loops until you have all the loops that you want. So I'm actually gonna create this character's pose is kind of not great for this because when we animate it, it's going to be a little bit like typically you want to do like a more exaggerated A pose. They're in a pretty neutral position here, but it should still work for us. It's not too bad.
Oh no.
How's that?
Name that tune in the comments. Y'all know what it is.
So
just checking out my model is a little ripped right here.
got really this. You need to work on your triceps some more.
Yes.
Looking too much on the biceps.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah, check your reference there. You can kind of slide. The arm sits pretty far back.
For sure.
This mannequin has a very good posture, so.
Right. I think it's just like I just need to select these right loop here. I think.
There you go.
Like, does your forearm flare before the wrist? Because mine doesn't. One of my characters does.
Oh.
I should probably just scale that loop. That's the smart thing to do. What?
Yeah, so if you alt-click, you can... Is it, a little weird for you?
It's not treating that as...
Oh, so the wrist is a little different because it's not a completed loop.
Got it.
You're going to end up selecting either side, so you can you can shift-click on both sides if you need to.
Got it. All right, so...
It's like you need a little bit more volume there to your... So maybe scaling in the the Z might help a little bit on those on your front view.
Ooh. Yeah, this character is looking a little weird. You warned me this would happen.
Oh yeah, they go through the awkward phase. It never goes away. It's even worse when you're sculpting. The sculpting awkward phase is scary. That's like where you can create some demons. How you feeling about that? It's looking pretty good. You lining up? Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a lot of checking back and forth on your... So it looks like you scaled accidentally on the Y instead of the Z.
Yep.
So your green is Y, and there you go. There you go. Yeah.
You got it exactly. Okay, that's a little less freaky. Still not great, but not horrific.
Sweet. Should we finish up the head and then...
Yeah. Maybe it's just because I watched some Attack on Titan recently, but like I'm getting some big Titan vibes from this really bizarrely proportioned torso.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Little flappy arms.
Oh yeah, we got to do the hands. I forgot.
Oh no!
So
I have to
mean,
sculpt hands.
We can just sort of.
I didn't sign up for hands, dude.
We can just sort of extrude some blocks for hands. So you just E, and then you just add a few loop cuts in there.
There is something really weird going on at the end. There's like two faces here. Did you just pull from one, or did you pull from two?
I pulled from both. Yeah. So that's gonna be my fingers essentially, my just block for fingers.
So you do like a block for like the wrist and then a block for fingers as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna make kind of a glove. Use my proportional editor for scale here. Maybe go there for the thumb. Don't have to worry about this too much. The rig that we'll use does not have fingers, so it doesn't matter too much. That
neither does my character.
You usually do a thumb and a pad, sort of a mitten-looking hand.
So I see you you got a good hustle going on this thing. Any advice to develop my own hustle here? Make this happen a bit faster.
So pretty much with the hand, you got the right idea. With the thumb, I just did the same thing we did with the shoulder. I kind of picked a face and I extruded it, and then I extruded the thumb out the bottom of that face, just to give it its own kind of area here. so I can kind of add some volume to the thumb itself. That's the part you're at, right? I can kind of.
I've got a.
Oh yeah, you got a pad.
Got something happening here, yeah. So then just like pick a random.
Yeah, where the thumb would kind of like how we have on our hands, we sort of have like
Right.
you know, the thumb is sort of almost a separate branch off of our fingers. So you can sort of just extrude at one face and then take a piece of that and extrude for the thumb.
Would you like pop it off of like one of these front faces? Or like just, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you can see what one here I grabbed, and let me go into flat view.
Yep. Okay, cool. That's
like,
exactly where I was going. So
yeah.
Perfect.
So it's usually in the front, so your thumb.
So, okay, just real quick. So I've got this thing extruding. How do I get more free motion with it before I drop it? You know, it's like.
Oh, to unlock it from.
Yeah, it's like locked to it.
You know, that's a good question. I honestly don't think.
Or you just have to deal with it?
I think you hit E and then you kind of put it as much as you want, and then you can sort of. I don't know if there's actually a way to unlock it from. That's a good question.
Okay. I think I actually want to do this. I think I want to loop cut that first and have it be slightly smaller thing that it comes from. So it's easier in my mind. Bloop. Bloop. That's like, and then you need a loop cut. That's good. And then starting to get the hang of this. A little bit.
There you go.
Oops. I want to shift.
This is all knowledge that took me probably 3 years to collect.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like this stuff. Like yeah, you know, there's so many. There's so much that you've had to explain to me just to get me here. You know, like and I do understand that we're breezing through this concept. Why am I having difficulty selecting? Oh, it's because.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more little nuances that. Oh, you got it.
No, I just realized what I was trying to do. I was trying to do the select a loop, but it's at the end, so it doesn't like doing that.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
It's sort of vaguely thumb-like.
Yeah.
I think.
Looks pretty solid to me.
Oops. Let me get that selection back. And scale that selection. Sort of like a human hand. Sort of like a human hand. It's almost like a human hand. This kind of looks like a little mitt.
Yeah, there you go.
It's got a sort of.
Sweet. All right, we're almost there. We might actually have time to put the rig on our character. Because the head's usually pretty easy if you don't do a lot of detail.
Well. You're in luck. I don't know what I'm doing.
Actually gonna rotate this.
Wow, look at that.
Cool.
Neato.
It's a little weird, but
I'm really this person's butt needs a lot of work.
We can go back in and polish once we get ahead here.
You can tell I'm like really fixated on getting the butt right.
I mean, gotta have your priorities.
I mean, this character's butt is inverted. I think that's what's bothering me about it. Okay. Anyway, it just doesn't look right. Okay. So, are you doing the middle four?
For the neck, yeah, I'm probably gonna take these 4 here. Got some weird stuff going on with the chest area that is better. But yeah, I'm gonna do these middle 4.
Or 2 faces right there.
Two face, or yeah, 6.
Sorry.
I don't know why I don't count 4.
I guess I was talking about those 2 and their mirror for some reason, which doesn't make any sense. Which is of course exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
So. You know, I'm just going to extrude those and then bring it together. And the neck actually goes a lot higher than it might.
Okay, you just did that really smoothly. Can you walk me through the, like...
Yeah.
Just like...
So I just had those selected. I I hit E and pulled it up to kind of where I wanted it, and then just grabbed it. I hit G because it's gonna not it won't go through the center, so I can like move this as much as I want and kind of scale it in on itself, and then I can switch to the other view and
Oh, cool. So you just like grabbed it right away.
yeah.
That's what I saw you do.
E and
Yeah.
and then G.
Totally. Yeah, you just did it real quick, like, and it looked like editing magic.
Oh yeah.
I think about like people watching me like do like quick vocal edits in Ableton or whatever. Like probably feels similar. Just like whoa, like
Definitely.
How did that happen that fast? Yeah, kind of thing.
It is like it's like muscle memory. You just
Yep.
once you remember it and get.
Do you save like rigged bodies like for later? Do you ever do that kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, like have templates and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like human body templates and that kind of thing.
A lot of times, to be honest, there's so many resources for making like the basic, like the like basic humans that there's add-ons that you can just import a default and like not have to actually make them from scratch, which is a lot of work, obviously, especially to have something that's really like realistic, because there's a lot of resources out there for very realistic. I can understand if you're doing a really stylized character, you'd want to like do it from scratch, but for the most part, if you're doing something realistic, there's no point in going through all this just to make it's good practice, like if that's for sculpting and stuff. I definitely would recommend getting decent at sculpting in sculpting realistic people in 3D, but as far as the box modeling stuff goes, I don't feel like it's quite as important. This method of modeling is box modeling, because essentially we've got all these boxes we're moving around, and we started from a box, right? So
Right.
how's that going for you? How's that neck feel? Oh, you already got a head. Look at you. You're ahead of me.
I'm ahead of you.
One whole head. So yeah, you got the right idea. All you gotta do is keep extracting and till you get yourself.
Oh. This is like, isn't this like something from like Resident Evil or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Like, something really wrong happened here too. It's got like a big problem, and it's a beak.
Well, that's actually kind of cool. I like that character's got like a.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You can do tall head. I'll do long head or something.
Yeah. So these are our characters that we're having in the diner, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Comes in and like slams his head on the doorway, and maybe this is just his hair. There we go.
All right. Yeah. That is looking real sick. All right. I think this guy's getting a beak or something.
So like the face is really where you can start doing some cool like character stuff. So I'll let you sort of. I might do something here. Let me know if you have any questions. I can try to.
I think I'm doing okay. Oh yeah. I'm almost to the point where I want to like split my character's mouth open. So I'm gonna want to know how to do that in a second.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Ready when you are.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. So okay. I've got this crazy beak, and I
so you want to open that beak?
Yeah. So here's as far as I've gotten. Is I gave myself a plane. Okay.
So cool. Say if I were to do the same thing, similar. Yeah, he's got.
This is getting cool really fast. Yeah, you're right. As soon as you do heads, it's fun.
Yeah, because that's where a lot of the characters. I mean, you can do really funky stuff, with how their bodies and stuff. But so you've kind of got to be. I see you got like sort of a vertice down here, right? So you've got that one in the front of your face, that kind of that last point in the very center. That's sort of at the very end. Yeah. So one way you can do that, if you want to split a face, like say I wanted to take this bottom part, I've got these two selected. If you hit V on your keyboard, you can rip that off.
Oh, okay.
So it might be a little bit weird at first here with, yeah, if you add a thing there, that could help. And then that middle one, yeah,
Ah!
yeah. You had the little loop selected, so it took the whole thing, but you got the right idea.
So I just want to make sure it's just this one. Oops. Zoom out a little bit. Just that, and then V.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all weird.
So you're inverting it because it's like selecting, it's not a very, like there's not much room in there. So what I did was I merged those two. I pulled that off and then I'm going to extract it or use E to make a...
Is it because I have too many planes here?
It shouldn't matter. It should be okay. You should be able to rip. You just want that front one because you want the other one to be the jaw, right? So
Thank you. That was my problem.
yeah. There you go. There you go. Yeah, perfect.
That was my problem. And then I think I know how to fill these in. Although I don't know if I want to yet, huh? Because he's like, I got like this, there's an inside to this character's mouth.
Right. So, I'm just sort of gonna, for this character, like fill in that.
So like.
So with this, you can, if you hit E, you can extrude from one vertice. Like here, I can like pull one vertice out and make a line, right? So that front part of his beak, you can pull that. You can hit E to extrude that, and then pull it back into the mouth, and then you have a point that you can like connect stuff to.
Right. And so I hit Y. Oh, I don't actually want to do that.
You've got it. It's going to lock it to Y anyways because it's mirrored. If it's stuck in the center, so you can pretty much just grab it and see how it stays. It's not going to let you pull it. But you should be able to pull it back into the mouth there. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Oh, I've just got some crazy like.
Yeah, you might have to go into side view. Oh, hit the E again.
E.
You can delete that one.
Ah.
Yeah, you got a few there now.
Yeah,
there
totally.
you go.
Sorry.
That's all right. There you go. Yeah, try it from that view. That might help.
Shift. So grabbing.
Yeah. That work?
Like, oh, I think there's an extra. I have even somehow another one. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I can. I want to go even further, and then I can shift select that, and there we go. Thank you. That was the thing I wanted to do. Oh, actually, I'm gonna be smart about this. I'm keeping this simple for now. And we're just gonna do flat mesh interior of the head. Okay. Really butt view here.
Oh. Like I've gotten rid of the reference now, can kind of like shape him how, more or less what the character is intended to be now that I'm done with my reference. So I'm thinking that he's going to be kind of tall and skinny, so I'm going to kind of make those changes.
I don't know anything about my character yet. My character's some kind of weird bird or an alligator, maybe? I don't know yet. I'm just trying to get this head to be a little more round.
There you go. You can always use your smooth vertices too if you select the vertices you want to smooth out and then right click and do the smooth vertices. It smooths it out. It's pretty useful to like get a more rounded shape with stuff.
Yeah. Did something. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, I think it's just that I just need to make a couple cuts.
Yeah, sometimes that helps too. We just need a bit more detail in there.
Oh, I put one through the entire model. That's interesting. Huh. Trippy.
Oh yeah, so that's yeah, it's since they're all connected.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine, huh? Like, that's not a big deal?
Not sometimes it can be, but with such a low poly character, it's not a big deal at like this moment.
Like, should I cut it there?
It's probably best to avoid it.
Okay. Instead just like manually select these and subdivide them?
So that probably won't work for you either. What do you?
I just want a higher poly count on the head so I can round it a little more. But
So
maybe I won't worry about it.
what you can do is I mean, you could just subdivide the whole thing, because
The whole model?
Yeah, a good way or a good thing to keep in mind is like you kind of want most of your quads on here, your faces to be about the same size, like density wise. So usually I can like spread these out and kind of make them more even. Is a good rule of thumb. So if I wanted more detail here, I could just select the whole thing and subdivide it, and now I can go in and add more, like add more detail to him. Or you can try one of the other you can try one of the other main modifier you use with characters is the Subdivide Surface. So once you do that, you'll see that it kind of actually smooths out the whole character. And I can shade this smooth now, and you can kind of see what he'd look like smooth. So you can sort of...
Does it select all?
No, this one's just a modifier. It does it to the whole character.
Okay.
So in there, you just go to Add Modifier, and then go down to Subdivide Surface.
That's Subdivision Surface?
Yeah, Subdivision. So now you should be able to see, if you go into object mode, you can see it a little bit better. That it's smooth, sort of.
Yeah.
And then
why is yours so much smoother?
If you right click them and shade smooth, there's two different modes.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Nice.
Cool. So like, neat.
Yeah, this is essentially like
just rounding all my corners and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, when you're doing this, are you thinking this is like the actual model? Or
yes.
Like,
so at this point, like this is what he's gonna look like, really, like with the smooth on.
okay.
So if I turn the smoothing off, you know, that's the low poly model. So you know, this is probably what they're gonna look like in the final render.
Okay.
Is all smoothed out.
Neat. Got it.
So you can sort of keep your actual character pretty low poly, and then just like keep only add vertices where you might actually need them. So like here, like along the nose here, I can sort of see I added some for the eyes. Because we're making like creepy duck people.
Apparently.
That's what this has turned into.
I don't know why. So like, is it weird that like this thing ends up with like this point like this? Is this like a red flag that I should
I mean, as long as it looks okay.
Okay.
So like the main thing for you, I would be like adding more loop cuts like around the nose.
Yeah, to get that.
Yeah, see how I've got a few here for his beak?
Yes. Oh yeah, like so.
Oh, so this is where you're. So if I were you, maybe I would go back and select those two vertices at the very end of your nose and maybe smooth them out and then extrude some new faces for the mouth. I think you might find that that looks better because then it gives you more control too. So if you select those ones at the very end,
Just like the two.
yeah, and then right click and do the smooth vertice thing. It's gonna mess it up for a second, but we'll be able to fix it. So do it one more time. You can keep doing it
With
until
all this stuff at the end now.
Yeah, I would keep doing it with all the stuff at the end
Should I
until
do it with the bottom one too?
Probably.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do essentially is flatten the face back out again, and then extrude new pieces for the mouth.
Should I keep doing it?
Yeah, maybe once or twice more until it kind of flattens out. Hopefully it will. It looks like you might have some extra. Oh no, that's working. Yeah, yeah. So, let me look closer here.
Oh, there's something going on here.
Yeah. Hit the A button again, and do the. Oh, I see. So those vertices aren't together. See how they're
Yep.
sort of split apart?
Yep.
So if you select one and then select the other, and then hit M on your keyboard,
Not doing anything.
M doesn't do anything. Go ahead and just right click and do the merge vertices. It's just the same way to get to the same.
Oh, it's yeah.
menu. And then you'd merge it at center or something.
Cool.
And try that. There you go. And then
Ah.
oh, I see what your problem is. So that vertice.
These two need help too, right?
Yeah, those two need to be combined as well. Merge at center. Perfect. There you go. So you might want to first off do.
I mean, I kind of like this. Like, not gonna lie. Like, it's pretty cool.
To fix some of the shading though, it looks like there might be one of those vertices might have got caught in the center. So you can see like the one on the top of the top of the face, at the end of the beak there, is sort of there's one that kind of goes into the center. You can see where it kind of smushes in. Yeah, exactly. So see how it's caught in the center.
Yep. Just delete it.
Well, then you'll delete
you're right. Yeah.
a lot of your other pieces. So what
Totally.
you can do is go into your mirror modifier over there and turn clipping off for a second. So that checkbox we turned on, yeah, now grab it, and you might have to turn your proportional editing off because it's going to tear apart the whole thing. So yeah, now just grab that one and pull it out away from the center. Oh, you'll want to do it in probably front or perspective view because there you're just pegging it in the Y.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're just kind of dragging it along in the center part. So yeah, I would do it on the side. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, and you can kind of line it up with the face or however you want it there.
Yeah.
And then now if you see how it fixed the shading
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like there might be one on the bottom too. Now that I see it in wireframe mode.
That thing.
Yeah. So if you just grab on the Z or the X or whatever, you could do it in that mode. Perfect. There, now it won't be, the shading kind of fixed itself. So now if you did want a beak like before, you could extrude that face. So you see that
this one here.
Oh, maybe go back into, it looks like maybe there's another one that's merged together. Is that one? Grab that one and move it away from the center there.
This one that I've got?
Yeah. Oh no, it's okay. It just you've got to try right there, which is just the three-sided.
Totally.
So you can undo that, and you can turn your clipping back on if you want to. That way it doesn't. Yeah, sweet. But that's okay. I mean, the tries are fine. You typically want to avoid them, but they're not. It's not a terrible thing. But see, yeah.
I mean, so like, is there any way to like just like add another? Well, because that like, okay, I get exactly why this isn't so easy.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Like,
Yeah. So now you can extract that piece, that try right there, and make the bottom of the beak, and the top you could do the same to make, if you wanted it long again. So now if you extrude that, yeah, you can bring that back into how you had it before.
looking good.
Nice.
So like, is there a way to have a voice do the try things just kind of happen? Is there any like smart way to avoid them?
You kind of just have to be like aware of how you're making
Just
your topology, because when you add stuff in, you can control where it goes. Like if
Right.
I wanted to, I could create a try somewhere in here. Like I could make one right here, and I just know I have 3 selected, and if I fill that, it makes a try. But I don't really, I don't need a try there. I don't
Yeah.
have to. So it's just a matter of like trying to avoid making them, I guess.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, because I see where like a few of them got made, and then it like kind of created a problem where they had to make more.
yeah, it can become a shading issue. A lot of times is what you're trying to avoid by
Oh, really?
doing.
Does it like render funny or something?
Sometimes, especially if you have mostly all quads with everything else. So it's just best to avoid them, but for the most part, it's not the end of the world.
For sure. Do we ever get a chat going for this?
No, nobody's been here.
Nobody's been here. Disappointed. It's
even
okay.
even when we encourage them with like high school credits, it's not enough.
Jay, they may be watching this after the fact. So hey to everyone who's getting high school credit for watching this right now.
Don't get mad at me.
Don't get mad at Jay, please.
Let's see.
Or it's coming out of your grade.
Oh man.
Is it unprofessional to threaten people with stuff like that? I'm new to teaching, so let me know in the chat.
All the teachers in the chat.
All the teachers who are watching this, let me know in the chat.
Oh, you ready to animate here?
Yeah,
We got a few minutes.
you saw me moving
Yeah.
his beak around. I'm getting blowed up on the old DMs.
Smooth? No, that ruined it.
My character didn't get any eyeballs. Do you have any hot tips for popping some eye holes in this thing real quick?
Yeah, so same kind of method we were doing with the mouth and stuff. If you select the face, so your big thing is just like picking a face that you want it to be, and then E to extrude it. So if you're picking that one, the clipping is going to create a center thing. Well, you could just put some eyes in there. So what you're going to want to do is temporarily turn off your clipping over here in the settings, and then hit E, and you'll see that it will extrude now. And then scale. So now hit S.
Okay.
Or just leave it. But I was gonna say, like, you scale inward and then E.
How'd I do?
Yeah, just like that.
Beautiful eyes.
Yeah. So that's very scary.
Yeah, that's horrific. Okay, scaling.
So now, yeah, if you scale in, so what I did, I did that a few times, hit E and S, and then scaled it in, and then hit E and extruded it toward like inward.
Yeah. So you're kind of like in like
But yeah, inset it
over the course of
into-
a couple extrusions.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is you didn't extrude it out.
No, I
So
did not.
you're not popping out eyeballs. You're going to insert. I've seen you do this
Yes.
before, where you insert like
Yep.
orbs in there.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Well, I'll try it your way, I guess.
I mean, you could do it your way. It looks
Horrific
scary. Yeah, there you go.
and not good.
Ooh. It's gonna look scary either way, it seems like. I don't know if you can make that dude not terrifying.
Uh-oh, he's popped open his third eye. So I think it's because clipping got turned off. It's that.
Yeah. So you'll want to turn that back on as soon as you're done with what you're doing there.
It's so finicky. So like, why did it pop his face open?
'Cause the clipping is I would undo
Uh-huh.
and then maybe one more time.
You want to turn clipping
There you
on?
go. So for now, so have it off
Okay.
for the start. So hit E and then S right away to scale it in. And then just scale it in toward, there you go. And then click. And then go straight to turning the clipping back on.
Got it.
Yeah.
I started moving it around.
Yeah.
And you're extruding off of that face again?
Yeah.
Or you're just moving, or you're moving this face?
Extruding that one.
Okay.
So yeah, now extrude it. There you go. Oh my god.
This is the kind of killer content that I was hoping for from this stream.
Yep, that's perfect.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, I mean, you don't need to add like any pupils or eyeballs if you don't want to, but you can.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna like try and do something. I might have just made it worse. Okay, I want to put some eyeballs in there though. It's fine.
Okay.
I like that process, coloring them differently and stuff. So, how do you get into that menu?
So what I did was just while I'm in this mode, so I hit Shift A and added a UV sphere, and you're gonna have to turn off the clipping again for this. And once the UV sphere is in there, you'll see it, and before you move anything, which I think you already did on accident, you gotta grab this menu. So I'll delete that one, and so you can delete that one. It's really dumb that you can't like bring it back, but
Oh, I see. I like it. I missed it already.
There you go.
So
And then
Shift A,
UV sphere, and then see the menu down there.
Before you touch anything.
Yep. Oh, see, I touched something and I got rid of it. It's
What am I looking
really
for?
finicky.
What's the setting I'm looking for?
So the one you're looking for, one of the two is the align. So you want to align it to your view. That way it's pointing towards you so you can do the coloring stuff.
Got it.
And then you probably can turn the segments down to like 6 or 7, maybe 8 at the most. Because we're smoothing it anyways, so we don't need... And then if your clipping is off, you can grab those... you can grab it and move it over, and it should mirror to the other side automatically. There you go. Yeah, sweet. And I'm gonna actually delete the back half of the eye too. If you need to select a separate like individual thing, you can hit L on it to select the linked faces. I'm just gonna delete those vertices and scale it in here. Turn my clipping back on. Make sure that connected only is on. And then sometimes it doesn't actually like...
So, I've like deselected this thing accidentally.
Oh yeah, L.
To select like a connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a secret weapon. It's a very useful tool.
Alright, my character has some beautiful eyes.
Yes. It's very good.
So... L. Oh man. So,
Oh,
something.
oh, did you forget clipping?
Uh,
Turn clipping back on.
I. Oh, it's not on a per object basis, huh?
It's.
Or is it?
It's well, we didn't really add a separate object. We just added another. We added
Yeah.
a new, just like collection of vertices and faces in there. A new model essentially to our object.
Yes. Got it.
So
So yeah, like I assumed it would know somehow, but I was wrong. All right. I got some gorgeous,
beautiful. So you
gorgeous.
want to make a move real quick before we run out of time?
Yeah, let's make a shake around.
Okay. So real quick, we want to check and make sure that so edit and preferences. I think we might have turned it on, but if we look up Rigify in here or just Rig, you should find the add-on Rigify.
Sorry, say again?
So edit preferences.
Edit preferences. Got it. Command or Control comma is the shortcut for preferences for any program.
Oh.
For everyone who's watching, it was revolutionary when I learned that one. It's apparently true for this program as well.
Oh, sweet. So add-ons, and then you want to look up Rig or Rigify.
Oh my god, this is a browser for downloadable.
This is all that comes with Blender. They're just not all toggled on by default. So yeah, just toggle it on and you're good to go. So once that's done, you can Shift A and go to Armature and import the basic human rig right here.
Shift A.
Oh, you have to be in edit mode.
Okay.
Or in object mode, I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. Armature human meta rig.
Yep. Well, actually, no.
Okay.
You want to go
Sorry.
undo that. See, that one has bone or has fingers. You want
Yeah.
to do basic and basic human. The meta rig has like a whole face
Got it.
structure and everything.
Basic
So,
human
little
meta rig.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, so now we have the arm, our character. So you can see how this is a more traditional A pose. Our characters kind of, we followed the other one, so it was a little bit more. But basically, what we want to do is hit tab, and we can go, or yours is a little bit different, but you should be able to tab right into edit mode for the armature.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that selected, right away we can turn on the X mirror up here.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we move these, you'll see that they mirror across. And in order to actually see that they're inside our character, we can either turn on that X-ray mode that we had before,
Mm-hmm.
or we can go down here to the armature options, the data properties, and go to viewport display here, and toggle the in front option. So that way, the bones always show up in front of our mesh, which is pretty useful. So from here, now we can select multiple pieces and rotate them and set them up inside of like where they're supposed to go. So this applies just like real bones.
So, yeah, so we're just essentially like just placing these bones within our character at this point.
Yep.
Okay.
So, wrist, elbow, hand.
And okay, these things are just changing size as they. So I've like noticed that these like shoulders like aren't really connected.
Yeah, that's okay.
It doesn't really matter.
Yep. Yep. And then just like make sure you check both your sides, like where your knees are and stuff, and where your ankle is. This is the foot bone. Doesn't have to be like super precise, but precise enough. One thing you don't want to do is bend these bones till they're like perfectly straight. You want to keep a little bit of bend to them so the computer knows like what way the arm's supposed to bend. So I think this should be fine. Yeah, because if their arms are by their sides, their elbows will bend. Yeah, that should be fine.
Rigging, rigging, rigging.
Yep, this is the fun part of right before the craziness.
Oh.
So this is the meta rig, which is the essentially just the blueprint for the actual rig. So, and then that top bone of the head should go to like the very top of the head. Even if your character has hair, it's usually just like the very top point.
Cool.
Cool. Perfect. How do you feel about that?
All right. I feel like it could be better, but you know what else?
There you go. Yeah. So
what do you do about like these like nips? Do I need
these
to like
two? Yeah, they
just bring them out
pretty
to the
much
front of the rig?
they're actually they kind of go in the armpit more. They're
Okay.
to actually keep the they're to keep the
Keep the arms from clipping through the torso.
yeah, it's sort of to define where the edge of the torso is.
Got it. So I should probably pull these hips out then a bit too.
Yeah, I mean you can.
You know, Jay, the hips don't lie.
That should be perfect. I think that should work. Get that.
Cool. Okie doke.
Yeah, let's go for that. So once you have that, you'll see down here that a little button pops up in that same tab. It's the if you scroll a little bit down with it selected.
Generate rig.
Yep, generate rig. That's it. Should be quick. So now this meta rig, we can actually just delete that. And then, so, yeah, once we do that, we can see our rig here, but if we go into pose mode and try to move it around, it's not actually going to work yet. So what we got to do is what's called skinning. We got to skin the bones to our mesh. So what we're going to look for in here, this is probably the most confusing part of this process. But actually, it shouldn't be too bad. I think it lets us do it this way. So if we select our the rig we've got here first, and then we shift select our character second, so the rig should turn orange and the character should be yellow. And we hit Control P. Oh, okay. Wait, it is the other way around. So character first and then rig. Yeah. So character should be orange. Rig should be yellow, and then you'll
Set
see
parent to object.
you'll want to do the armature deform is what we're looking for,
Oh, okay.
and with automatic weight. So that means it does it for us essentially. And then once you do that, you should see if we go tab or change it up here into pose mode with the thing selected, we should be able to move our character. So it's all the same. I don't know what happened to yours, but it worked. Sort of. I don't know why your arms are messed up.
They must have just been like, yeah, this is really interesting. It must have been. Here, I'm just gonna back up and.
Okay.
Oh.
So if you Control Z to before we made the
Okay, it goes through some things.
hopefully you can get all the way back to it.
Let's see. I think I'm out of undo history. Oh, nope.
No?
No.
Try. What point are you at now? Can you move your? If you grab the mesh, can you move? Or if you grab just the rig, will it move without moving the character?
Is it actually undoing?
I don't think so. I think it might have hit the cap. The Blender has its own cap, I think. That's not a lot.
It's still letting me click it up here, but yeah, anyways. Dang, okay.
So if you click on your rig there and see, if you go into pose mode and try to move something, see if it moves your character too. It looks like it's lined up fine. Okay, no it doesn't. Oh, you may have just like if you box selected it, it may have just grabbed the hip bone or something. So try select your character first, and then your rig, and then do Control P, and then do the automatic weights, and then go back into pose mode. And before you select anything, if you hit N on your keyboard, it will bring up this tab, and you can unselect. So all you really need, I'm just going to unselect everything and only do the torso and my IK arm left and right and my IK leg left and right.
It's like some sort of Ice King thing.
It's inverse kinematics. So now if you just, yeah, there you go. Try it. Oh, it's still.
Yeah, there's somehow in the rig, like the hand.
I think maybe maybe the hip bones were too close to.
Yeah.
It's weird. I've never seen it not like do that badly.
Oh my God! Look at its eyes.
Oh my gosh.
This is the kind of hot content that I was like hoping to create tonight. Like, oh my gosh, can we make it walk just like this real quick?
Yeah. Oh, you want to make it walk?
I want to make it do something.
Okay.
Like,
so yeah, let's do that.
because its eyes are doing some really crazy stuff.
So a quick walk cycle. We can do. Let's see if I remember how.
Or whatever, like any kind of like. I feel like this is gonna look best with something like that.
Yeah. So if you follow with me here, we can do. We want to make our first pose. And now I messed up last time I showed you guys how to do a walk cycle. So I want to say that I'm always forgetting what the pose is here. But as you move things around, yours is going to be kind of funky. But I don't know what happened to your. I wasn't watching you when you were making the.
I
It's
don't
like,
know.
oh, I think you might have. See how his knees are inverted? You know, I was talking about like making it straight.
Uh-huh.
If you flip it around, the computer thinks that that's
Yeah.
the way the bone bends.
Perfect. This is
So-
perfect. So
So here's your first pose, essentially. So once you've done that, you can hit A and hit I, and then you can lock in your rotation or location and rotation. So I just selected everything with the pose that I wanted. Oh my gosh. You can change. You can.
no, I this is exactly what I want.
Okay.
I'm feeling it. Okay, so to lock it in, you press what?
So you hit A first to select everything,
Okay.
and then you hit I, and then you can pick location rotation. So it's lock rot right there. They changed this, dude. So yeah, now you're good. So I've only got 24 frames. That's exactly. You can shorten it by going right here. You can turn this down. So or do that. You can type in a number as well if you need to. But I know that I want to make it loop. I want the same frame at frame 1 as I have at frame 2. So sorry, I was probably a little quiet there. I'm going to shift duplicate this to the end. So shift D to move it and drag it over to the end of that. That way I know that it starts and ends on the same frame. And then in between that, let's go to like frame 12. I'm going to copy this. So on here I can right click and copy it, and then left click again and paste flipped.
Okay.
So essentially it just flips your you can see already I have
So how do I play this on a loop?
so just hit the play button now. It's it should be right here on your little play. There you go. That's it. It's a basic walk.
Oh my God, this is the best part.
Yeah, it's always fun once you actually get to the animation stuff. His eyes like popping out of his head.
Okay, so if I want to like, so these keyframes, I can then I could edit the middle one to like do something weird to change how it works.
Yeah, so if you one thing you can do if you want to make it quick, you can toggle this little button right here, the auto keyframe, and then whatever you move, it's gonna lock it in. So you'll see like when I take his leg and move it down here, it's gonna like automatically put a keyframe in. So like at this pose, I want to. So I think I got the wrong leg. No, that's right. Oh no, I do. So that leg's coming back. So this one's gotta be up here. This is the passing pose. So you can kind of add in the poses that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can copy that one and paste it flipped. And then that one's.
All right, let's see. How does this look? So what's like the best looking way? How do I like, if I want to hide the rig?
Yeah, so you can just toggle there's a button up here.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oop.
that works.
Yes.
You want to give them some nice lighting. You can like,
Oh yeah.
you can add in, if you shift A, you can add in lights, and you can add in a plane too if you want to have some shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Why did that not work at all?
All right. Shift A.
Oh, did you find find a stage for him?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them on a cylinder.
Nice. Oh, whoops. So I would watch out if you have the auto keying on, because you can accidentally put keyframes on stuff if you don't want to. Like I just accidentally put a keyframe on the light, and I didn't want to do that. I put a keyframe on that too. I don't want to do that. There you go.
So oops. What's this? Oops. No. Oh!
Oh, see, yeah, that's the auto
Yeah,
keying.
yep.
It definitely will
Well,
mess with you.
that's kind of fun though.
You can like make it spin or something.
Oh, weird. Oh, is it because I have one keyframe in there for it? I can't change the properties now? Is that the deal?
Oops. Oh. Yeah, you probably have to delete those keyframes.
It's just the one, and oh yeah, delete keyframes. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So I haven't done lighting yet.
So Shift A. Oh, you got your light. So all you got to do is turn on your render mode over here, so you can select between different render modes.
I see. Whoa. Got a really hardcore scroll wheel on this thing.
See, so that foot is going back. Oh, what the heck?
Why does this feel so weird?
Oh. Looks like it's made of jello.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm not seeing my lighting.
Oh, you got to go one more over. There's like a viewport shading with the like material preview, and then there's a render preview. So yeah, there's your light. Your light's probably not bright enough. Those spotlights are, whoops, can be kind of dark.
Okay, there we
I guess
go.
I haven't been showing everybody what I've been doing too.
Got it.
There you go. Nice.
Sweet. So I'm gonna give this some dope lighting. Oh, that's funny. It did not enjoy that.
Nice. Got the purple light going on.
I accidentally dragged him off his origin point, and now things are looking really weird.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's good. That's pretty interesting there.
I agree. Let's fix that. So I'm just trying to add another light, but I think what I did accidentally was I didn't hit G right away to move it somewhere useful where I could see it and grab it.
So we didn't really get into how to color stuff, but we'll have to do that next time.
I'm like, why is this light so unhappy? It's because I accidentally made a keyframe for it.
That'll do it.
Sure will. Oh man, don't hire me as a lighting designer because I'm going full Bernie on this one. What do you think, Jay? How'd I do?
Well, that's pretty awesome. I think it looks good. You got some cool. I like the lighting. I think that's awesome. I think it really sells the idea
the
there.
whatever you call this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am trying. So okay, I'm in some sort of like mode that I don't know what's what. I want to like click on these eyeballs, and I'm not able to for some reason.
You're in edit mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in edit mode for the character, or are you in edit mode for
Great question.
something else?
So I need to like make sure I'm selecting the character. So character
Yeah.
selected. Here I'm in edit mode.
There you go.
Is it just the view I'm seeing? Like it doesn't look like I'm actually selecting anything. But oh, I am though.
Yeah, you're in edit mode. Oh, turn your see that button up there, the show overlays button, since you had it turned off.
Where is it?
This one right here.
Okay.
The like.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Trying to select stuff. So eyeball select. Oops. Oh right. I can't select the left one. I have to only select the right one. Oh, did your eyeballs get connected at some point?
Probably did.
That doesn't seem right. Oh, no, here we're good. Okay, so I want to color the eyeball.
Right. So in your materials tab, so if you go to the very bottom one, so you've got your base material there, which is gonna right now it's everything. But if you so you might as well leave that one
Okay.
and add in a new one, and then hit new,
Yep.
and then right away you can just since you have them selected, you could just hit assign. Right below that. And then now, if you change the color, it will update on there. You'll want to change into your render, either your viewport. Yeah, there you Oh my gosh. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's definitely good practice to name them if you're, not. Oops.
Oh man, I feel like this would look pretty cool if he was like passing his eyeball like back and forth between, like if they were like flopping, it's switching eye sockets.
What? Oh my gosh. He's got like oh, I gotta give my dude a pompadour, I think. I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
You just
Cool.
color these last ones on.
So you like the t-shirt thing is super cool. Like that's like a simple solution. Do you just went in and like
Yeah, same idea. You just select the vertices you want and then assign them to a different color. This is a super simple way of making clothes. You can
Yeah.
obviously go way more into it, and I could add some like vertices here to kind of make this a little bit more clear what's happening here by his arms. The colors don't go like right to the edge all the time, so it can be a little. You might have to add a lot of vertices to make it look like it, but like you can usually do something.
I think I'm past the point of worrying about realism with my character.
Okay.
But good to know. Um, Undid my selection. Okay, so how'd I do?
Yeah, there you go. That work?
It's unclear to me. No. Oh. Whoa. He's got some ribs.
Ribs?
Oh, it's just the blockiness of the render, the low res lighting. Yeah, I don't know.
So you got a different material, right? So you want to select what you want to assign. So
I did.
You got your
Why it didn't
second
work.
material. There you go, and then select what you want,
I already did. I had that.
and then hit assign.
Try it again. There it is. Okay. Oh, hot mama.
Wha-
Check out this fly look.
wha- Why is it so? Is it glitchy on your screen?
Oh yeah.
What in the
I
world?
just cranked a bunch of settings all around like mad.
Oh, huh. That's crazy.
You know, this is very much how I learned how to do music production too.
Yeah.
Is I like got access to some software and just started figuring out how to break stuff and do whatever weird thing I could think of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you just find so many interesting things, and like a lot of times you don't learn anything useful, but sometimes you do, and you know you at least like you sometimes learn something about what not to do. So like that one, let's see. Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm having some like UI glitches that are making this very funny. It's letting me like change a bunch of these values at once.
What?
Heck yeah, looking fly, strutting my stuff. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, oops. I forgot that I accidentally spawned a third light that I never like placed. What color should this other spot be?
What do you got? You got green, purple, and yellow, or orange?
I don't know what I got. I'm going on some kind of blue. Ooh, yeah. Looking good.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, what is it about these things that are so glitchy?
I don't know. It's got to be some like issue with the renderer for this.
You know, like, it's entirely possible. Like, I wouldn't put it past it being that, like, I have Intel integrated graphics
Uh-huh.
from 2014, and it probably wasn't super hot tech that at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I cheaped out on the graphics on this machine for sure. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's the clear coat.
Oh, weird.
It's the clear coat.
I don't know why that one would be. Which one is the hair? Is that the hair? Yeah. There we go.
Oh, it's not the, it was the clear coat on the other one, but it's not the clear coat on the pants.
Hmm.
It is really struggling with these. Whoa. Got some like glowing.
Oh my
You
god.
know, like I feel like this looks like you remember on The Simpsons when Mr. Burns like escaped from like the hospital or whatever, and everyone thought he was an alien.
Oh no. Got the glowing.
And he's he's all on drugs, spreading a message of goodwill. He's like, or, you know, on like pain medication or whatever. It's pretty goofy. So this kind of looks like Mr. Burns is an alien right now. Oh, the transmission value.
Yeah, there's emission color and stuff you can.
Well, it seems to like that seems to be like hitting some different levels of glitch. Oh, there we go. A little more normal. Cool, sparkly metallic pants. feel like this doesn't look much like a t-shirt. T-shirts aren't very metallic, right?
Not typically. I'd imagine you could probably get one.
Sounds uncomfortable.
Like one of those like, uh, blankets they give you, the hyperthermic blankets, you know, that are kind of the shiny metal looking stuff to keep the heat in.
Totally.
Are these gonna be our diner characters? We're gonna have to
They might be.
troubleshoot your.
Yeah,
Your
I
issue
feel
there.
I feel like it there's a lot of problems with this rig right now.
Unless that's part of the plot, I don't know, but.
I think this character should make an appearance. Like maybe this character is the cook.
In the background, like walk through like that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, it's 7:30.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
Time to wrap up.
could do. I thought I was working after this, but I am not. So, good thing I didn't get set up. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty stoked about this walk cycle. So, like, how do I like export or render?
So.
And this may like, oh, dude, that looks awesome. By the way, nice unibrow, nice swag to this.
Oh man, it was a quick 2-second job, but he's something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my character is something as well.
So you see, I'm having issues with the. So I could probably.
Oh yeah, like some janky bones.
Yeah, if I go back, sometimes I'll put like on frame 0. If I need to like fix anything here with the rig, I can open the pose mode, select everything, pose, clear all transforms, and then I can sometimes setting this as a keyframe. It's off of the main loops here, so I can like edit stuff. If I select this, I wanted to like re-weight this back. Since I've changed some of the mesh, I can weight that again, and then now it should. See, I'm having issues with my arms here, but we can get into weight paint at some point, but it's not too big a deal. But if we wanted to render this out, so.
Well, okay, actually, I have a separate question. Real quick.
Okay. Made a hat.
I would like this poor fella to have something going on with his head. I was just like, I saw you did the unibrow thing, and I was curious, like, how do I attach something else to this rig? Because I feel like if I place this and then start animating it, it's not going to move with it, I assume.
Right. So you can actually assign other things to the rig. Like, say, I want to give him, you know, I want to give him a stick here.
Actually, I'm changing my plan real quick. We're going to give him.
There's a few ways you can do this actually, but the simplest way is to just assign weight to an object. Oh, nice.
You have a little donut halo hovering over his head.
So the easiest way to do it is just to click on your object and then click on your rig like we did before, and Control P, and do it with empty groups. So once you do that, and we could come over into now this object, we can, if we select the object we want to link to it, and come over into the data properties again, and you can see it made this whole long list of bones and stuff. So this is all the bones in the rig here. It's actually a pretty generous list. But what we want to look for is the hand or the head in your case, which would be spine. I think spine. The basic spine is the top of the head. I could be wrong. It could be spine 6. You might have to. One way you can check is just to go into weight paint mode real quick, and so you can. This is how you actually see how much what's assigned. So spine. Oh no. So spine 6 is the head. Like for me, I probably want more of the head actually assigned to this, so I could go into wireframe here and select this part of the head and make sure that it is assigned. So this is the same as the material. I know I did that quick, but if you so now you can see that this whole head's assigned to the head part. So you can do the same. So now that I've got this stick here, it has groups. I want to assign it to his what is that? His right hand. So hand right in edit mode. I can just assign it 100% weight here at the bottom. And now it should change. So the problem is that the origin point there wasn't in the same place, so it's not perfect.
So okay, so I got the object selected. I got spine 6. So do I say assign?
Yep.
And then
And then try it. See if it goes with the animation now.
not yet.
No. Are you in edit mode? Do you have the whole thing selected?
I have the torus selected.
Right. In edit mode.
Yeah.
Where's its origin point at?
Great question.
Oh, it may. Oh, you know what? Maybe you do have to. I think that's the reason why the origin point has to stay in the same place. So, what if you reset the origin of that? So if you click on it and do object and transform, or no, it's on clear, and then you can just clear the location of it in the rotation.
Object. God, there's so many fucking menus.
I know, right? Oh, you might have to go back into object mode.
Okay, object.
Yeah, there you go. And then select your torus.
Selected.
Yeah.
Object.
Object. Clear location. And we probably want to do rotation too, unless you scaled it possibly.
Clear delta.
Oh no, in the object mode, go to object, or in the object clear rotation, and then object clear scale. It's probably gonna make it big again. Yeah. So now if you go into edit mode, and then change it in edit mode. Remember, it's like talking about the eyes.
Oh right, I like moved it in object mode is what happened.
So I did the same thing here, and you can see that in mine, his like the stick is kind of following, but not really. So the origin's not in the right place.
Yeah.
So if I should be able to still clear this.
Okay, so I should just be able to assign this to spine 6 right away.
I think so. Not doing anything.
Is it because it's disconnected physically?
No, it should work. It should work. This is not usually the best way to do. Maybe do apply the all transforms of it. So if you go back into object mode. Oh, there it goes. Oh, because you're in edit mode still.
Oh, it won't show you the motion.
Yeah. It won't animate while you're in edit mode.
There you go. Thank you.
Cool.
That was a very simple one.
Yeah, it's always something surprisingly simple with this program. So I did the same thing. I like moved it in the wrong.
It's definitely wacky with the origin point being where it is.
Right.
Oh.
So like with this, I want this to be in his hands, and I didn't actually. I need to put it in his hand where it would be if he's in the default pose. It's like if I was to give him a sword or something, I want to fit this in the default pose right here.
Right. So it's, yeah.
Right. So now if I go back into object mode and play it, he should have it in his hand. Yeah. It's gonna go beat somebody with his random stick he's got. So that should
Beat him with a stick. Beat him with a stick. Beat him with a stick. Where are my... Can you remember where how to find the color texture stuff again?
So if you have your character selected, it's in the materials properties. It's that one.
Oh, okay, it's...
Oh, because you have the ring selected. Yeah, they go away. So you can add, if you want to add ones that, like, say, here's the stick. I can go to this
got
drop
it.
down and you can see all my different materials here.
Cool. Got it. I think I was just like looking for something that weren't there. Looking in the wrong place. I like it if you... No, this just wiggles around without him.
See if I do. Oh yeah, we haven't.
Starting to kind of get the hang of this.
Nice. Oh, you giving him like a? He's kind of looking like a.
Like a hadrosaur?
Yeah, yeah. He's got the little fin on the top of his head.
Absolutely. He's either a hadrosaur or a punk rocker.
Yeah, a little bit of
I
both.
haven't decided yet. Punk rock hadrosaur. Oh, yeah, I see. There's a real issue happening here. Oh. Oh my.
It's happening.
I had that thing happen to me again, where I've got some internal vertices.
Oh, so yeah, if you hit A again and do the merge by distance, that's a way to clear them out.
Merge vertices by distance, removed for offending vertices.
Yep.
You are looking good. Oh, there's still these two that are pretty weird though.
Yeah, you might have to, if they're not actually intersecting any other ones, you have to go do it manually.
Oh no. Man, how did this happen? I'm just backing up. I don't know. I don't know how.
That's sometimes the best course of action.
Yeah, I do this a lot. There we go. It was when I did that. Oh, no, it was before I did that. Okay.
I don't remember how to loop an action. Shift A. That is not what I wanted it to do.
Oh, weird.
Oh, here it is. Oh.
There we go. Got him. That was way too hard to solve. we're doing hair, sign.
I think this is on record to be our longest stream.
Uh-oh. Missed, yeah, this is definitely by a wide margin now our longest stream.
So I'm gonna make a walk hair loop.
Oops.
I want this to be timeline 10 seconds.
All right. A little punk rock angel.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Oops. Repeat.
Oh, my computer is struggling.
Oh, is it?
One too many textures. This, my friend, is why I'm looking forward to a PC with functioning GPU.
You can, to help with that, if you turn to your like solid view or your material preview mode, you might go a little quicker.
I honestly think it's like the geometry.
Oh, did you like add a bunch more somewhere? Because it was
No.
working fine before, wasn't it?
I think we just like hit a threshold.
Didn't seem to be giving you any trouble earlier.
Yep. Yeah, totally. I think we just crossed the line. I think we found out exactly what my computer can't handle. But you know, I guess if you're planning on working in a technical field, especially trying to do anything cutting edge, like animate this character, it's like basically like the bleeding edge of technology right now. You guys, they're hiring me to work on those Avatar sequels. This is this is concept art for the new Avatar movie. Anyways, yeah, if you're working with like, you know, anything that asks a lot of a computer, the things that we're asking of the computer, the tools often just become more powerful over time. And so not only what we're asking of it becomes more, but like the tools just like expect that it can handle a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm sure Blender's real lightweight and runs on all kinds of things. But, you know, there's only so many points of lighting and like polygons that my computer is willing to think about before it gives up the ghost. So. Oh yeah, cool.
Kind of walks on his heels a little bit, but it's not terrible for a 2-second. So this I just set up a camera, and this is what I was talking about with the root motion. So you see you can walk.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to. It's hard to get it quite right because the problem with the root motions is it can look like they're just sliding. So like timing it right can be a little bit difficult.
Right. So how do you do the root motion?
So you've got your root bone down here is essentially another bone, and it just moves your whole character. So what I actually did, I don't know how much you saw what I was messing with here, was the NLA editor, which is essentially where you can layer. This is where we're getting kind of complex with the animation stuff.
Like layering different.
Yeah.
So you have a movement and there's the
Right.
walk cycle and then the motion itself.
So you can see the walk cycle here. You can see these little white lines
Yep.
where it repeats. So what you would do is if you want to make them walk, so like here I've got this this root motion. So if you change down here, you can change. There's a bunch of different views here. So all I did was change the NLA editor. And then from here, see, you've got a few. You can actually right click if you want and remove empty animation data. There you go. So because you're, I think you might have to select or go into pose mode to see. You might have to stop your animation too. You can hit spacebar. And then pose mode.
Not giving me an option.
Oh, is your rig hidden?
Oh, that is exactly what it is. Thank
There
you.
you go. Yeah, now if you select that, you should be able to see it. There it is. So there's your walk animation right there.
Yeah.
So what you'll want to do with that is see that little button right by the animation to push it down. So you can hit that, and then once you've hit that, if you click on it and then you hit N, that brings up the properties panel. So in there, down here in the strip spot, you have the. Are you already in there? I can't. Hold on.
I don't have a strip.
I think
Oh,
you. Oh, you have some of the settings. Yeah, yeah. I see your settings. They've changed it.
Yeah.
But active strip, you can. You probably want to set your. So actually, I think it's action clip is what you're looking for of the category. Yeah, there it is. So like mine's set to 1 to 24. That's right. And then down here you can change the repeat number. So you can just like I just times it by 10 because that's.
Cool. And
You
then
can see I can. So now once you do that, did you change your playback speed at all? Oh, sync loop. I don't know what that does.
I didn't mean to.
He's moving. Scroll back down again. Which one did you change? In the action clip?
Oh, it might have accidentally changed the scale as well or something.
Oh, there you go. That's what you want. Oh, check the playback speed on the action clip over here. Do you have that? Yeah.
Action clip.
Is the playback speed different? Scale? Yours is different, huh? Frame, playback speed.
You know, I think it's just right. I think it's just like looking choppy because my computer's running choppy.
Yeah, that could be.
Cool. So now I can.
Yeah. So now if you go back into, you can go back into pose mode there with your character, and then grab the root bone. You might want to go back into switch over here. Back in your little drop down into the timeline. That way you can actually see where your keyframes are. And then you can drag out your end frame here. I just set it to 240 because that's 10 seconds at 24 frames. Yeah, and then now you got more room to work with, so you can go to your first frame over here and hit I to insert your. Once you have your root bone selected, you can just insert.
So root bone is like this thing. Okay.
Yeah, that arrow thingy. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can sort of put it where you want it, and then move it to.
Do I say all channels?
You want to make sure that your cursor is over this window when you hit I. Yeah,
Okay.
it's all context sensitive.
Got it.
There you go. And now you can move it to where you want it to go, and then go to back into and hit I again in location rotation. So you probably want to move your you want to move.
Yeah, it totally.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting that. Boop, boop, boop. So you're going to go over here.
Yeah, there you go. Now it should, if you scoot your timeline back, it should work now.
Cool. Let's see what I have created.
There he goes. I wonder what walking out of the spotlight. Oh, turning. Oh. Yeah, I wonder why your frame rate. Try if you go to playback.
I mean, even like just rotating the camera is janky. I think it's just something. I think my computer's just struggling.
You can try a different sync if you want. You can sync to like frame dropping might help. If you change that on the very top, sometimes it
That's a bit better.
yeah. Don't need to really see every frame. Our brains are pretty good at figuring out what goes in between.
Oh yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Very cool. So now if you want to render that out, you want to add in a camera to your scene.
I see.
And then you can use the oh my god. Change. If you ever want to go back and change your walk cycle, you can go into the action editor and name these. I think not plain action. This one. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna create a camera.
There you go. And you can hit 0 on your numpad to go into like camera view. And then the best one is the walk navigation, which is under view, navigation, and then walk navigation. And before you click on it, if you um, right click it and then add to quick favorites, you can then just hit Q over here and go right into it. So
Cool.
that's a typical like WASD
Yep.
camera control. Works really good.
Am I accidentally like zooming in when I hit? Like, am I like somehow zoomed in this camera?
Oh, if you just click and then scroll, so then you can get a little bit better view. There you go. Now go Q and do walk now. Yeah, it might be a little easier. Is that what you mean? Or you want like a
Well, it just
actual
seems
like
like it's like.
telephoto?
Well, I think I might have accidentally done a telephoto thing. 'Cause it's moving around. Like I got to like do what felt like
Oh,
a.
yeah, scroll on your scroll wheel. It changes the speed. So if you scroll up, it should go faster. Or
No.
scroll down and go faster. One of the two. One of them up or down controls the.
Okay. Well. There. Okay. I just had. There's a pretty insane range.
Yeah.
I had to do an awful lot of scrolling.
There's probably some key that will like amplify how much it does. So
So 0 camera perspective. Okay. Ugh. I want select my camera, 0, to go to the camera's perspective. And then it's like, why is it Q walk navigation?
yeah.
There we go. That's what I. How do I get this thing to like not be so tiny on my screen again?
If you click down and unlock it from moving and then just scroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I think I'm ready to render. It's gonna look
Okay.
terrible. Let's just go to render animation.
All right, same. One step first is to go into your render tab over here. You can actually turn on some of the effects too. It might look kind of cool. There's like bloom and ambient occlusion.
On the right side here.
Yeah,
Which tab is it?
it's the render properties. Yeah, there's like bloom. It'll look cool with your scenes because you got some cool lights. So you can just like turn bloom on, and ambient occlusion might be cool because it doesn't crash. There. And yours might not have the good motion blur with Eevee, so I don't know if I turn it on or not.
Okay. Should I just do this like this?
Yeah, so at that point, now we'll go down to the next one, and you can select where you want it to export at. So before you export, you want to be careful because you can...
Oh yeah, it spits it into a temp folder.
Yes. So, and so I'm just going to render to... This is a test walk. I'm going to render to the desktop, and then the thing you definitely want to change before you hit anything is this right here, your file format, because otherwise you're going to get 240 frames of pictures.
Yes, I see exactly.
Yeah. And they're all going to show up on your desktop. That is scary, and I've done it before.
Yep.
So AVI JPEG, and then you can just turn the quality, like compression, probably. I usually turn down like 70 or something. It doesn't need to be that high compression, and then yeah, it's pretty as simple as doing render and render animation.
Cool.
So
this may take my computer all night.
We'll see. Usually once it starts, Eevee's really quick. Yeah, so you can see it's on frame 1.
It's doing great. It's not frame, but that was a beautiful frame.
Frame 2.
Wow.
So I guess we can talk about our. We'll see. I'll see how long mine's gonna take.
Yeah, I don't know. This is probably beyond the scope of the stream, or also even how much time I have tonight.
Oh, see, this has the motion blur.
Tight. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Hey, turns out like having a relatively modern graphics card it makes this process go a lot faster than integrated graphics from 8 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still on frame 7. Where are you?
Frame 32.
Hey.
Frame 7's not bad.
Oh, I think it's about to. Frame 9.
Frame 9. It's going.
Yeah. Man, you know what? For like how fast you like hustle that out, it's like turned out pretty good. It's like feet aren't sliding around too much. Oh, they just did it.
Yeah, there's a little point right there. Yep, you can see it kind of.
But like all that looks great. You know, it's just like there's like a one glitch in the animation or something.
Yeah. It's that kind of point where it loops is really hard to get perfect.
Oh, for sure.
But it's all about the speed of the root bone too. Like I could have slowed down the root bone like 2 frames and it may have looked better.
Right. I imagine you just do a lot of like playing back and forth with like how fast the cycle animation is versus how fast the motion is.
Right.
Gosh.
Yeah. There he goes. I only did I shortened mine. Mine was only like 110 frames. I think.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm. I think we could do a 3-hour stream of my computer rendering this if we wanted to. Maybe this is a good time to call it.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see how mine turned out here.
Real marathon tonight.
Yeah.
It was fun. You know.
There he goes.
Wow, man, it's pretty amazing. Like the rendering engine really takes it to a whole other place.
Yeah. The motion blur is, I think, one of the big things that's overlooked in animation in general. I think that's a huge part of like the realism is the motion blur. Because like we don't see real life without motion blur. Like there's at no point do we not see like you wave your hand in front of your face, you can't tell, like, if you wrote something on your hand, there's no way you could read it if you waved your hand in front of your face. So, like, but with this, you could render that, and you could actually read what's rendered. It's not a matter of,
Yeah.
it's a really bizarre thing, and so it doesn't look natural when there's no motion blur. So, with a little bit of motion blur, it adds a lot of life to it. So it's pretty cool. Pretty simple little. Yeah, you can see his feet slide a little bit there at the very end of the. So I could probably like animate the root bone to where it slows down and speeds up within the step.
Oh yeah.
But
Can you like insert a cycle over the larger motion, much like you have that like walking cycle inserted over the root bone motion? Can you insert root bone motion over root bone motion?
I
Do you
guess
know what I mean?
You could.
The
Yeah,
music equivalent would be like automating a parameter and then like making a change to that automation, like a modifier to a modifier or something.
Right. So I mean, a lot of times you animate your root bone first. You start from the biggest thing, so you block out your animation first, and then you go back and you like do the walk cycle to the motion. So you know what the timing is depending on what because a lot of times in actual animation you're animating every step. You're not really using a walk cycle like a game would.
Totally.
Because the game would use this walk cycle. If I was actually like making this animation and I wanted him to run across the screen, I'd probably animate every piece of it. So it's kind of
Right.
weird. I think it depends on. I honestly, getting past this level, it starts to get beyond a lot of what I like, where my knowledge is, as far as like animation. Like basic animation is pretty straightforward to me, but the advanced concepts of like the techniques that people use is
Yeah.
where it starts to really get like,
Totally.
it's like it's harder to practice because it takes longer to do and there's more steps to it. Typically this is one person's whole job is
Right.
just the animation part. Like they don't do any of the other
Like
stuff.
not the character, not the rigging, not the like
Nope.
none of it, just making it move right.
Yep.
And like probably not making like probably all the weight paintings done correctly and everything like where it's everything's gonna
Yep.
like kind of heave and move just right, yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. The whole thing's a whole thing.
Totally, but it's all about understanding the process if you want to like work with anyone who's a part of that process because you got to know like what like if you don't know what challenges an animator is going to have with your rig, you might not rig it right.
Right.
So.
Oh yeah, it's great. You got to know the whole thing. I feel like that's super important.
And know how to communicate about it too. It's really important.
Yeah.
I've been running into stuff with simple little music projects where like we like need to communicate about like the length of a file or like how many milliseconds at the beginning of a thing they're supposed to be, and like
Right.
It's not rocket science. You just have to know what you got to know about and know how to talk about it. It's really all it is.
Well, Cory got the crash course tonight. Did a great job. That was awesome.
Thanks.
I think it turned out pretty darn cool.
Yeah, me too. I'm probably gonna have to interrupt this thing rendering because I don't think it's going to happen before I would like to leave here tonight.
So if any of our students come back and watch this 3-hour-long live stream,
I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
But enjoy.
But you'll learn essentially this is essentially the whole course. The whole like semester-long course is kind of getting to this point. Of course, we're gonna do some. Cory just had the whole like.
Y'all's rigs will look better than mine.
You get 3 hours of If you were to come to 3 hours of lab time, you'd probably get you'd be at this point. May not understand it all and be able to do it again, but that's the thing. A lot of it's just remembering how to do this stuff too.
Totally.
I still have to look up all the time.
Yep.
Where things are, and
I look up stuff constantly. Well, though less so, like there's less controls in music software. Like if music software, I feel like even when I open one that I don't know very well, it's sometimes looking a little intimidating. And this program is like it's like a whole order of magnitude beyond that in terms of like the just amount of data that's on screen and the number of menus and the amount of like technical jargon that is displayed on screen that I have to understand, there's a lot. So like, but you just start it's like learning any other language. You just start speaking it, and eventually it all starts making sense.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's you gotta just remember that like typically you're doing like the whole pipeline is doing so many different jobs. Like Corey said, like the modeling the character to the textures to the rigging and weight painting to the actual animation itself is like that's 4 or 5 different people on a typical
Or like
animation
4 to
team.
5 teams.
Exactly.
On like a larger production.
Yeah. So you watch Shrek or something, there's probably 300 people worked on that, on that movie and they all had different jobs within that realm, within just the 3 hours of work that we did today.
Right,
So
yeah. It's just like a whole team of people just doing texturing, because there's a lot of textures in a feature-length film that you need done. So, and they got to look really good because people are going to see them on a huge screen,
Yep.
All that stuff. Okay.
Well, cool. This was an extra long one.
Whoo, yes. Ready to go home and have some dinner.
Same. Alrighty, guys. Well, we will. Oh, next week I think is something different.
Very different.
I think we've got an interview lined up with a past MARZ student from how many years ago?
I want to say about a decade.
A decade
or so. He was on the way out when I was on my way in.
So like a little bit of a origin story for the MARZ project.
Yeah.
I can't remember when the program was. It 90.
I believe
Officially
99.
99 was the start of it. So 10 years ago, 2010. So I guess it was still around for a while before, but I don't know what was going on before that. But this will be a little MARZ history and some, particularly in the music side of things.
So maybe some. We're actually not really sure 100% how it's going to go. You can get some background. We may just veer into doing demos and Q&A.
Right.
Angel is a professional producer and DJ, tours and releases music internationally. He is one of the most successful Humboldt musicians I know, and one of the most successful musicians I know personally.
MARZ alumni too.
MARZ alumni, and so like I have a lot of things I would like to talk to him about. Hopefully y'all do too.
Yeah.
Look out for that. We're gonna blast it on out on the socials, so keep your eyes peeled.
Cool. Alrighty. Well, next week's gonna be fun. We got a lot of stuff going on, so keep an eye out, and we will catch you next week.
Yep. Oh yeah, bonus stream Wednesday night too.
Oh yeah.
Lots of that.
We'll be on live again Wednesday night, probably starting at what?
6 o'clock.
6. Okay. Cool. Alrighty. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye.